on that two-lane blacktop, dust kicking up in the mirror behind. You were just trying to make it home, man. He was tailgating hate and pride. 9 miles of curses and high beams, heart racing faster with every sign. Pulled off thinking this would cool it. He pulled up saying now it's my time. 9 miles down Highway 9, one man followed, one man died. One man telling tall tales on the line while a mama breaks down inside. He took a life, he must pay the price. You can't hide the truth in blue lights. 9 miles down Highway 9, one man dead, one man lied. Gun smoke hanging by the gravel, shell still warm where the body lay. He was already calling his buddies, spinning that story to keep him safe. Yeah, I feared for my life, y'all heard me. He came at me, had that crazy look. But fear don't chase folks for counties, that ain't how self-defense reads in the book. 9 miles down Highway 9, one man followed, one man died. One man telling tall tales on the line. He took a life, he must pay the price. You can't hide the truth in blue lights. 9 miles down Highway 9, one man dead, one man lied. In the courtroom, air feels heavy, pictures framed in a shaking hand. Judge looking down past the Bible, jury weighing out a wicked plan. You can pray on every Sunday, you can shake the sheriff's hand, but when you hunt a man and gun him down, that blood still soaks your land. Yeah. 9 miles down Highway 9, one man followed, one man died. One man telling tall tales on the line while a mama breaks down inside. He took a life, he must pay the price. You can't hide the truth in blue lights. 9 miles down Highway 9.
Warning, this episode contains content that may be disturbing or sensitive to listeners. Discretion is advised.
Good morning. Welcome, everybody. My name is Duchess, and this is where we talk about true crime and missing cases. And today we are going to be streaming Scott Spivey's family versus Weldon Boyd and Brandon Williams in court in Horry County, South Carolina, Conway, Courtroom 3B. I got some inside information last night, and then it was posted on Facebook by Scott's sister that the court was going to allow the news stations to actually be live in the courtroom. Now, of course, the judge also said there could be no cell phones and no cameras from the public. So we are actually going to stream this live. We're going to try to go with True Sunlight podcast so that we can get all of the details. I have read over some of these depositions. And I'm telling you, I do believe that line under oath on a deposition is jail time. I just want to add that out there. So welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I usually don't go live in the mornings, but I got out of jury duty yesterday. So instead of going to court, I thought I would just bring you guys the court case here, so you guys could watch that with me. And of course, the song that was my intro today was a song that I wrote for Scott Spivey's family about this case. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. So let me go over here to the chat, and then we're going to pull up this feed and see what we can get going. Rubber Ramada, thank you so much. I know you're going to be zooming in here anytime. Zio, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Trixie. Everybody got your coffee and your snacks this morning? I just went and made me some fresh coffee. Harley's over here still asleep, so I think we're doing good. Good morning, Alex. It's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. Crafty Girl, thank you so much for being a member. I really appreciate you supporting. 8 months. That's a long time. I really appreciate you so much.
To me to say, Don Corleone and give me justice.
Cause I be reppin' gang, 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 gang. Posted with the gang, 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 gang.
Thank you, Crafty Girl. I really appreciate you so very much. Who else we got in here with us watching today? Let's see. We got Matthew. Did I not just see Matthew in here? Where you at? Ah, there you are. Hey, Matthew. It's so good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I hope today's going to warm up a little bit. It has been a little chilly here lately. So, absolutely. I agree with you, Alex. Lord, let every corrupted official be exposed and bring justice to the Spivey family. I second that. Amen. Good morning, Amanda. It's good to see you. Alex, thanks for becoming a new member. Welcome to the Dutch Bus.
Seatbelts, everyone! Double Dutch bus coming down the street.
With my thing here. Hang on a second.
Seatbelts, everyone! Double Dutch bus coming down the street.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, we're going to get started. I'm going to go over here and check this feed to see what we've got going on. I'm not sure what news stations. I know WMBF News is going to be there, but I also believe the True Sunlight podcast, which has been exposing crime and corruption here in South Carolina. They are the creators of the Murdoch Murders podcast. And of course, you know, that show is on Hulu now. We really do. Here we go. Here we go. So I'm going to get over here and share my screen.
Copyright disclaimer.
Copyright
Under
disclaimer.
Section 107,
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of
1976.
1976.
Allowances made for fair
Allowances
use,
made for fair use
purposes such as criticism,
news
comment,
reporting,
teaching,
scholarship,
and
scholarship, and
Fair
research.
use is a
Fair
use
use
permitted
is
by
a use
copyright
permitted by
statute
copyright
that
statute
might otherwise
that
be
might
infringing.
otherwise be infringing.
Non-profit education
Non-profit
or personal
education
use
or
tips the
personal
balance
use
in
tips the
favor
balance in
of fair
favor
use.
of fair use.
My name is Duchess.
My name is
and
Duchess,
this is
and
Dutch
this
Girl
is
Myrtle
Dutch
Beach.
Girl Myrtle Beach. All right. And again, this is the True Sunlight podcast exposing crime and corruption. They are live now from the Horry County Courtroom. And I'll already see a couple people that I recognize. So right now we're just waiting.
If I get everybody's attention one more time, anybody that wasn't here, I just want to let you know the judge ruled when it's
Let me see if I can turn this up some.
restroom, you won't be able to come back in until we take a break. All right? Just want to give everybody a heads up.
Mm. I don't know why that's not letting me bring that up. I'm sure once they're talking in their microphones, they'll be able to hear me, but you guys can hear me okay? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it now.
Are y'all able to hear it okay? Are y'all able to hear me? Okay, perfect. Thank you, Alex. There's an echo, Trixie.
Well, they've got HDMI cords on both of them.
Yeah, so I didn't know which
He
one.
might be. That's his.
So I can. Let's see. I'm sorry, blankets.
So basically have this as a screen that we're showing everything. So that no one can see.
Only if they turn the TV off. You're welcome. Supposed to switch to the defense table when you push this button here. It might be. Let's see. told me if I stand in a certain spot and push the button, the input will flip.
Court should probably start right around 9:30, I would guess. I appreciate you guys joining me today to be able to watch this.
That's supposed to switch them. One of the things. But the problem is the lights are on that receiver thing. And it needs to be the fence first, because sometimes it is first. Can they wait till now? Change it.
My name is Mandy Matney, creator of the #1 global hit Murdoch Murders podcast, the show that started it all. Now known as True Sunlight, my partner in true crime, journalist Liz Farrell, and I are taking on new cases while still pursuing justice for those we met along the way. Luna Shark Media's True Sunlight podcast is the antithesis of true crime. True Sunlight values accuracy over access journalism. True Sunlight shines with empathy, not exploitation. True Sunlight is the intersection of true crime, journalism, and systemic corruption. True Sunlight's mission is to expose the truth wherever it leads, give voice to victims, and get the story straight. True Sunlight continues to shed light on Stephen Smith's case and the Murdoch's co-conspirators, but we also take deep dives into other cases around the country, from Grant and Gracie Solomon to Sarah Lynn Colucci, Micah Miller, and beyond. True Sunlight empowers listeners to understand their legal and judicial systems with our unique brand of pesky journalism. Listen to True Sunlight wherever you get your podcast or visit truesunlight.com to learn more.
See, now theirs is gonna work. 2 minutes before we started, it turned it up.
Well, I tell you what, yeah.
That one's working, so I don't know if you can plug into that one. Is it working now?
Looks like Weldon's got notebooks and notebooks. So good morning to anybody who's watching now, or you might be watching on the replay. We are watching True Sunlight Podcast live from Horry County Courtroom in Conway, South Carolina. Judge Griffin has blocked off from today until February the 20th at 9 a.m. to hear all arguments. Court should begin every day around 9 to 9:30 and will be held in Courtroom B. Of course, court attire is required, and we ask that you bring your courtroom behavior here to the channel. Let me go over here and check something with my audio real quick. Having some trouble with my speakers. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm going to check something on my settings with my audio here. Okay, good. We got that. That's all the way up.
All the media get signed in. All good. All you know, got thumbs up. Trying to get organized.
I did see that someone said, looks like True Light said there is reportedly an audio issue in the courtroom. So listen closely. They hope to have better audio this week, but apparently there's some audio issues. If we have to switch it up to a news station, I can always go try to find that as well. Matthew says Boyd couldn't even bother putting on a tie for court. Not shocking. And there's Weldon Boyd now. Earlier we saw Kenneth Williams. I think I actually called Kenneth Brandon earlier. But that's Kenneth Williams right there. Here we go.
For those of you non-media folks who met with the media last weekend, yesterday, they've organized the courtroom to record, present, whatever they're going to do with the proceedings. Cameras and mics will be off. We take breaks. Because we've got a large crowd, I intend to take a break. I'm going by that clock. Whatever time it is, I'll say we're going to resume at probably 15 to 20 minutes later on that clock. Well, that clock's right or not, I'm going by that clock. Or please be back in your seats by this minute. I'm gonna try to keep the case moving, but I can't have an indefinite break. That just slows things down. So we're going off that clock. We're getting ample time for everybody to get in and out. The lawyers have worked really hard on this. Families have gone through all this. So if anybody's gonna have difficulty listening to the testimony, I don't know what's coming. But I don't want emotional outbursts. I don't want any signs of agreement, disagreement. It's kind of like the Masters.
There's some groans in the Masters, Judge.
I know. You miss a putt, you miss a putt. But I don't think that the form in the courtroom must be maintained for everybody's benefit, both sides. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. To keep maintaining the court, I may ask one of the deputies to see if you can recompose yourself and you can be allowed in. Now, I'm certain the deputies told you, this was my instruction. It's distracting to me. We got a courtroom full. I got a lot of folks up here making presentations, and I need a clear court record. And Ms. Weaver's here with me. She's taking down everything we're saying. If you need to step outside the courtroom, just exit on. I will not let you back in until the break. Because it's distracting to me. I see everything from up here. Nobody's really behind me other than my law clerk. And so if somebody's moving behind the lawyers might see it. I'm seeing it. And that's me the first time after lunch, and I see it 20 times, it's hugely distracting, so I just don't allow it. Just to keep the courtroom more organized. We'll take a breaks, won't be a problem, won't be kept in here at lunchtime, but we'll take specific breaks if I need to. So, those are my preliminary instructions to the folks that have to be in my courtroom for. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have groups of attorneys. Plaintiff ready to go. Plaintiff ready to go. Defense ready. All right. As I understand the way this works, there's been a motion for immunity under the standing ground law. Providing the defense's motion, the defense is up first.
Just one point of clarification. So in the caption, obviously, Mr. Boyd's named first, and they made their motion first. There's two motions. Do you anticipate that both defendants will go and then I will go?
Well, we haven't discussed it with Mark, but I would assume that's the way that it would work.
That's fine.
I'm not going to do the standing ground, but that makes sense to me. Y'all both put up, whichever order you wish to go, and then he gets to respond.
And one other question which we haven't discussed, but I thought about was the idea that that we and Mr. Moss can cross-examine the witnesses that we call as well as Mark. In other words, if when Mr. Moss calls a witness, Mark cross-examining, we could cross-examine him as well.
Well, they got a joint defense agreement, so I don't think it would be appropriate for Mr. Martin to lead Mr. Boyd or Mr. Moss to lead the co-defendant when they're working together. I think there are clear rules that dictate when you can lead and when you can't, but that's what I think they're trying to do.
Well, I would respectfully disagree with him.
Okay, well, help me understand, then they got to.
Howard, your client talking to you.
Our clients, Your Honor, the purpose of this hearing were aligned in interest. That's a fair statement. They have a joint defense agreement. But it wouldn't take one piece of testimony, and they can certainly become that first. And they have reserved the right to become that. Mr. Lee will speak to that on behalf of Mr. Williams' attorney. I received that communication from Attorney Lee. I'll let him address that, but our clients are not completely aligned for the whole case. They're aligned for this motion.
All right, well, here's what concerns me. I'm gonna comment on this, and y'all respond to that. Y'all are going first, you call one of the two gentlemen in the caption. Seems totally unfair to me that y'all get to lead them from the get-go. And I think if you didn't do that, you gotta go through the normal examination, that he gets to cross, then perhaps you get to come cross-examine on the backside. That seems a little fair to me, but cross-examination is always described when it's leading is you're testifying with a witness. I like hearing witnesses, not lawyers. So that's my goal. So to that end, how does my plan sound?
I got you. I understand, Judge.
The only other thing, Your Honor, is obviously I had made a motion related to the SLED information that we were provided last week. That is to download speed GPS information from my client's decedent's phone. That we agreed to mark confidential because of the short time in trying to get the information. It is not confidential. It should not be a part of the consent confidentiality order, and I would ask the court to designate it as not being confidential.
I will reserve the right on the rest of it so I have a better idea. It's kind of English form. Can I sit on that? They have another Bible.
I doubt it. They got a big map. It's got all the speed information in it. It's got the braking events. It's got everything in it. So, I mean, we're going to be talking about it for extensively, but
all that's not confidential. I just don't know what call maybe confidential.
Well, it is my phone, and we gave it to SLED with consent, with the understanding that SLED would give us our property back.
Mark Tinsley, guys.
State grand jury, we are not allowed to get it back at this point in time, which is why I had to come to your honor to get it. So it is ours. We gave it to SLED to get the download, to do the download.
And yes,
It is
that's
our
Axelrod
information.
right here.
It does not pertain to them. It's not his medical record. It's,
We don't take the position that it's confidential, and we, of course, we reserve the right to decide what we're gonna call as we go along, but we do have a presentation, animation, of sorts, that is derived from that information from Mr. Spivey's phone, and, but I don't think it's a problem with it being confidential.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, I don't think it's confidential either, once it's displayed in this courtroom, but I think it should be, the data should be presented in this court first, and not in the media first. And to that extent, I think it is confidential, but once it's released in the testimony, then I think it's wide open. It is subject to the court.
Once it's testified, the report's not home, it's gone.
Yeah.
Now, the part of non-review, I don't know about that.
Well, there's not any other parts, but I was addressing,
It's already been, it's gonna come in, I'll talk about that Monday. So,
yeah, the reason I raised it was we had discussed like medical records, for instance. I would approach that. We won't publish them on the board. They will be handled differently than this information will.
all right, very good. So, the information on phones, not confidential, be using this here to whatever extent y'all want to use.
Thank you.
And y'all prepared part of your presentation with that information.
Correct.
Fair enough.
All right, and Judge, the last point before I'd like to make a brief opening statement, the matter is, we talked about it back there, but the witnesses are, some of the witnesses are in the courtroom, haven't sequestered anybody. I don't think that's necessary, but I just wanted on the record before we actually start that we haven't sequestered any witnesses.
Mr. Moss, you good with non-solicitation?
I am, Your Honor.
Jim?
Yes.
All right, I go along. If somebody has sequestration, I get it. Y'all are asking not, I'm going along with y'all case. But the witness is not sequestered. Those you don't know means they'll be in the courtroom listening to each other's testimony. Normally, when I think we excluded, they'll get benefit of hearing other witnesses' testimony. That is not a lot, the board agreed not to lie. Fair enough. Nothing to do with sequestration.
Okay, good.
All right, you want to make an opening statement?
I do.
You want-
I'll respond to it. Yes, sir.
Fair enough.
All right, Judge, please the court. Let me say again for the record that O'Brien, Martin, and Robert Lee and I represent Bradley Williams, who is seated here at the table beside Mr. Lee. Bradley's 36 years old. Well, let me back up before I talk about him and say, so that we're clear for the record, that this is a hearing on our, and that is the defense motion, to assert our privilege and right to a stand your ground hearing and ruling from the court on whether or not the civil suit can continue or whether or not that lawsuit ought to be dismissed because Mr. Williams was standing his ground at the time that this tragic event occurred. And so with that, it is in many ways a mini trial of sorts. I know that Your Honor has presided over many stand your ground hearings, and I've participated in many too, probably. And so I know that you know the law, and I'm not going to try to belabor that law, maybe talk about it more later than I do now. But it is simply, as you know, an extension of the right to self-defense, that the legislature codified the Castle Doctrine, which has always been a part of the common law, that says somebody breaking into your home, that you don't have to retreat, that you can defend yourself and kill them if necessary. And the Stand Your Ground law extended that to places beyond the house, including where you work, your automobile, and a place where you have a right to be, if you are not acting unlawfully, and if you were without the fault in bringing on the difficulty. And again, you got to go down and establish that you are entitled to a finding of self-defense. we will go through all of that with the court, when I think probably more appropriate to deal with the law aspect of it. But first of all, obviously, you got to know the facts. The facts dictate what the law will lead you to in an ultimate decision. And so you got to get the facts right. And I know you've heard some things about this case. There's probably a lot that you haven't heard. I think you will learn a lot in these presentations from both sides. But I want to say to the court that it is the facts of what we have to deal with. The journalistic engine that has been created since this event occurred has got oxygen off two basic premises. One is that Weldon Boyd and Bradley Williams, since he was riding with him, chased Scott Spivey 9 miles. And then they shot him in the back. Both of those are wrong. They're incorrect. And they are illusions that I believe have been created by the delusion of the followers of Mr. Spivey. We'll show you those two premises are not fact. Now, first of all, we want the court to understand there are some differences between Mr. Boyd and Mr. Williams with regard to the facts to this case, primarily in that Bradley was not driving the car at any time in terms of the word chase. Everybody likes that word. And at the same time, he made no decisions about the speeds that were driven, and he made no decision about turning on to Camp Swamp Road. And we believe that the evidence will be clear that he is entitled to a finding of immunity. But we believe that the evidence will show you, and I want to outline it for you briefly because hopefully it will help you as you try to listen and figure out what's important and what's not. But we think the evidence is going to show you at the end of the day. First of all, these two vehicles were 4 miles into this 9-mile stretch from Bell and Bell car dealership to Camp Swamp Road before they encountered each other. They were 4 miles into it. We believe the evidence will show, and I'm pretty good at figuring out what the evidence is when I finally take a look at it. So there's no 9-mile chase. There's 4 miles where Mr. Boyd and Mr. Williams are riding down Highway 9, pulling the trailer, and there's no interaction at all with Mr. Spivey. Then there's 2 or 3 miles where there is interaction between those two vehicles. And then there's about 2 miles where there is the following or the pursuing, whatever you want to refer to it as, of Mr. Spivey's vehicle by Mr. Boyd. So there's no 9-mile chase of Scott Spivey. That's just wrong. And whatever your decision is, it ought to be based off the facts, not what some people want it to be, but what they want the facts to be, or that those rose-colored glasses they're looking through lead them to believe. The evidence will show that before Mr. Spivey ever encountered Boyd and Williams, that he was already road raging, or whatever you want to call he was doing. The evidence will show you that throughout this 9 miles himself, that he was pointing a gun at least 4 different people with a specific point. In addition to that, he was brandishing, waving, holding out the window, playing with, whatever you want to call it, that pistol, loaded Glock 9mm pistol. And I say it was loaded because it was loaded when he jumped out with it on Camp Swamp Road. He's waving that gun at people. He is, before he ever runs into Boyd and Williams, he's driving his truck on Highway 17 and then on Highway 9 at speeds that are 35 or 40 miles an hour over the speed limit. On Highway 9, before he sees any of these speeds, he's driving that truck at speeds between 85 and 95 miles an hour. So I say that, Judge, because the evidence will show that the speeding and the bad driving was because that's what Mr. Spivey decided to do. The old solicitor Jim Dunn used to say, whatever he did on the road that day, he did for reasons that were satisfactory to himself and himself alone. He instigated it, he started it, he sustained it, he kept it up, and that was him. Everybody else had to react to Mr. Spivey that day. He was, for lack of a better term, as my mother would have said, he was a holy terror that day. Nobody caused it. We don't know why. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the course of the hearing can tell you why, but he was. The evidence will be from the witnesses we call that he started early in this near Bell and Bell at Colonial Charters, pointing a pistol at a young lady named Blaze Ward, who was so upset by what happened that she monitored him herself throughout this, probably 8 miles for her. She followed him. You was hearing her testimony. She thought that she needed to keep up with him. She, at ways into that drive, called 911. That'll be one of the first pieces of evidence that you hear. And she says, he was the one causing the trouble. You're going to hear further testimony that just after that he pointed the gun at an elderly couple, forced them off the roadway, witnessed by one of the witnesses that we will call. She decided she needed to follow him and pursue him, that he was dangerous on the road that day. And along there is where he took off and reached these speeds of 85 and 90 miles an hour there by Living Water Baptist Church and the river, Walkamaw River, in that area there. It was after that then that he came up and ran up behind a witness, Mr. Terry Wright, who would testify, and who Mr. Wright had been following Weldon Boyd and Bradley Williams along that roadway number 9. And again, I'm going to tell you that the best you can determine from all their testimonies, they're about 4 miles into this 9-mile stretch before these guys ever see, or Mr. Spivey ever sees these guys. And that at that point in time, that there is what the testimony will be, erratic, fast driving, pulling up behind, slamming on brakes, bouncing around, going left, trying to get around this track that might have been heavy in places, at least moderately so. And that eventually Mr. Spivey shot around cars, got in front of, beside Mr. Boyd, and that's where the testimony would be from Bradley Williams. Somewhere in that vicinity, he pointed the gun out the window at Bradley. Again, for reasons known only to himself, but nobody was bothering him. And as we know, before I forget it, he had earlier that day, maybe this is something to do with why he was doing what he did. He had been at Boardwalk Billy's Bar and Restaurant, and he had been drinking. And there's a bar tab that we will introduce in the evidence with some 12 drinks or more, beer, fireball shots. Probably didn't drink at all, or he'd have been at a higher blood content than 13. But he had enough of it to be full of himself that day, frankly. And so he had left Boardwalk Billy's went down Highway 17. We don't know where he might have went before that, but then he's down Highway 9. Well, he runs into them, then he points the gun at Bradley Williams. And for the next couple of miles, there is what our clients and Mr. Terry Wright, frankly, will tell the court, that there is a continuous messing with of Mr. Williams and Mr. Boyd by Mr. Spivey. I can only envision, as I hear some of it, a little bit, the Daytona 500 was yesterday. And back when I paid any attention to that, you know, Dale Earnhardt would try to block Ricky Gordon and they'd be back and forth. That's what I envisioned was happening on the roadway. Mr. Spivey would shoot around in front. They tried to move right, he'd move right. Move left, he'd move left. And this went on for a couple of miles. Finally, Bradley started taking pictures of his vehicle, and you'll see those pictures. They'll come out. There's some of them got the gun in them, some of them don't. Now, as they're doing that, there's what these speed guys will refer to as brake checking events, where an automobile is going along at some speed, be it 60, 70, 80, 50, and then all of a sudden it decelerates from 80 to 49 miles an hour. You may well see that as evidence in the case. And one of those led to Mr. Boyd being forced off the highway with the trailer he was pulling into the median. And obviously a very dangerous move. He could have lost control. He could have gone into the oncoming lanes. It was a grassy median, hit somebody else head on. But he saved it. He got it back on the roadway. But that went on for several miles. Back along, and Blaze Ward herself is following all this, going along the same way. She sees that, she calls 911. That's to hear you call. After that, Weldon Boyd calls 911. And of course, you will hear that. But what I would say to you is that he is explaining to the court, I mean, the 911 people, what's going on and the need to get somebody, an officer there to get this guy off the roadway. And it's from that point on, as I think you probably know from listening to some of it, there's a couple of miles and in this area there, the speed of Mr. Spivey, we know his speed because we got his data off the cell phone, for maybe a minute, a mile, I don't know, you can discern that, reaches well over 100 miles an hour. 100, 105, I think they were going at 113 miles an hour. Again, those were choices he's driving in that manner. Now they're going to say, well, that Boyd and Williams chased him. Okay. And so they might have been, I don't know how fast they were driving. We were not able to get any cell phone information from their phones that would show any speed because the phone simply didn't retain it or what wasn't gained in time. But after that short stint of very fast driving, the last 2 miles of this ride are back at road speed, 60, 70, 50 miles per hour before the turn onto Camp Swamp Road. Blaze Ward, I tell you this, I don't know how fast, we know how fast that electronic information is correct. I'm not sure what's correct and not correct with all this electronic information that we can derive from analysis, but apparently everybody believes in it. Whatever the speed was, Weldon here did stay within eyesight. And Blaze Ward, little blonde-headed Blaze Ward in her Altima, Nissan Altima, she stayed in eyesight in contact with him because she said somebody needed to get that guy off the road. So she's there. And so at that point in time, there is the turn into onto Camp Swamp Road. Mr. Spivey makes that turn. And then the testimony that you will hear is that, and that testimony from a guy named Frank McMurrow from Weldon, and from Bradley. And that obviously is where the shooting took place. So Mr. Spivey turns in. He abruptly stops. Weldon Boyd turns in that road behind him, sees that he stopped. He stops some 75 to 100 feet behind him. Didn't pull right up on him, saw him, stopped as quick as he could. And then Blaze Ward is behind them, and she makes the turn into Camp Swamp Road. Doesn't get very far because the trailer that Weldon is pulling is almost back to number 9. But she was able to get in there. And so the testimony that you will hear from that point on is that Mr. McMurrow will say that he's approaching Camp Swamp Road. Strike that. He was approaching number 9 on Camp Swamp Road. And that he saw the black truck abruptly stop in the roadway. A man jump out with a pistol drawn. He is in the roadway. He says that he's got the gun. He can tell that the slide is back. He's approaching, and then he sees the white truck. And then he's all over the place, really, but you hopefully have all of his testimony and you can discern. But the salient facts don't change, and that is that Mr. Spivey jumped out with a gun, and that he was yelling, according to McMurrow, "Stop following me." And he had his gun, and there was a lot of questioning of McMurrow about, well, what did you say? Did you see him? Your statement says he raised the gun. Well, he tried to back up on that a little bit. I don't know why. But he said, well, he had the gun out and he had it by his side and he started a slight upward movement and that went round and round, but it doesn't make any difference. The salient point of what he said is he jumped out with a gun. He had it in his hand. He was facing the white truck. He was yelling something at him, and that he had that gun in his hand and he started to raise it. That's the basic aspect. He does not say that he saw Mr. Spivey point the gun at these two. But he says that he don't know who shot first because he is driving by. You got to remember, part of what he says he saw is he's looking in the rearview mirror trying to push his wife down so she don't get shot. But it's strikingly strange that one thing he does, as soon as he sees this guy out with a gun standing in the middle of the road, he says that he is immediately worried about his wife's safety, so he's pushing her down. So it don't take you long to figure out a man waving a gun, you better be scared. That's exactly what Mr. Spivey was doing. Again, for reasons satisfactory to himself, he stopped in the highway. Morris says that Weldon Boyd and Bradley, of course, again, Bradley weren't driving, couldn't get around Mr. Spivey because he was coming down the road and they would have collided. So the testimony you will hear from the witnesses, and then these two witnesses, Mr. Spivey and Mr. Williams, will tell you their version of what happened, which will be, as you see, that he was out, he had the gun, he did raise and point the gun, and he shot, and they immediately shot back. You will hear my client, Brandon, here say, back up, Weldon, when they got there. Back up, Weldon, back up. Now again, I'll say again, Bradley was driving. Bradley didn't follow, chase, pursue, or use any word you want to use to do this. He didn't turn into Camp Swamp Road. He was driven to the site where a man who had already pointed the gun at him and harassed him is out again with a gun. The shooting occurs. And that's exactly what went down. The other testimony will be, that I want to talk about, is shot in the back. Well, He weren't shot in the back, as you and I and everybody in this courtroom would understand that. He weren't shot, stand up. He weren't shot in the back. You got me? He weren't shot in the back, so through the back, out the front, there you go. No, that's not what happened. What happened is, he is shot under what is called the ancillary region of the body, or the armpit, which is right here. Now, it is maybe what you might technically say is the back, but no, it ain't the back in the real world. It's right here under this armpit, and it travels through the body, never leaves the body, and is found in this pectoral muscle on the left side. It is consistent with when he got out of that truck. There's a question about did he shoot outside the truck or not shoot out the truck. There was one shell casing found outside the truck as evidence that it was shot outside the truck. That was all that was found, but we will present evidence that multiple cars went through this crime scene before the police had a chance to get in there and do what they needed to do. But whether, and I don't think anybody knows for sure where Mr. Spivey was hit. But the pathologist and the autopsy report and the medical personnel will tell you that the shot is consistent with being shot while the arm is raised. It's raised. It's obviously, we know that Mr. Spivey was out of the truck. He got back into the truck. We knew he was actively involved in the shootout because there was a shell casing outside the truck. There were 10 more inside the truck, 9, 10, 11, I'm not sure, those numbers mix up. But clearly, he had, before he died, he emptied the magazine in that 40 caliber Glock he had. And he had within arm's reach 2 other loaded magazines with probably another 45 bullets in them before he died. And all of that can be debated in different ways, but those are facts. Those are the facts. And based on that premise of chased him 9 miles just so he could run him down and kill him, you're wrong. It's not fair. This is the place where we come to find the truth, and we would want you to find it here. We want all the facts to be laid out, any and everything. Hide nothing, show it all. Because it's clear that the evidence will bring you back to the idea that this is not anything but.
Sir, you got me messed up at following him 9 miles.
Clear, Judge, case of stand your ground immunity.
Bullshit.
It ain't close, I will tell you. Actions of the Horry County Police in connection with this are part of a separate investigation, and I know that they would like to make it part of this case, but frankly, all the facts that matter happen before a policeman arrives at the scene. Got nothing to do with what happened here. Now, I appreciate your patience in listening to me, but I think it's important that not only you, but that everybody in this courtroom understand what the fact, and I hope they stay and see the evidence that is put on the witness stand that will support the argument that I have made to you. You know that this is a case in which the burden is on Mr. Williams, but it's only a preponderance of the evidence. And I've actually toyed with how to have a motion to dismiss, and probably will it one day if Your Honor were not to rule in our favor in this case. Because again, all the conduct complained of as bad was not Bradley Williams. He, at the end of the day, Judge, Bradley here, who is 36 years old, married, 2 children, fine young man, from all I can see in the journal about him, works every day at a construction job, had come to Horry County to help welding boy who was a friend of his move some furniture and do whatever might come up over the weekend. He didn't know Mr. Spivey. He didn't know any of Mr. Spivey's family. He didn't know a thing in the world about him. He's minding his own business and finds himself driven to a place where a man has got a pistol out, pointing and shooting at him. He had no choice. You know that self-defense is built on the law of self-preservation, which is the strongest instinct a human has. It's genetic. You're predisposed that way. There's a desire to protect yourself. That's what Bradley Williams did. This law that you're dealing with is exactly what the legislature, I believe, intended to protect the Bradley Williams of the world in cases like this. And accordingly, we filed a motion to have it dismissed. Thank you.
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I want to supplement that. I'm not going to go into those same facts that Mr. Morgan spoke about, Ms. Martin spoke about, but I'm here representing Weldon Board. I'm proud to represent Weldon Board. I've represented Weldon Board for probably going on 10 years now. And he has been a bit of a lightning rod over the years with his differences of opinion with some elected officials in Orange County. And none of that's relevant to this case, but it is, and I'll explain shortly. Immediately after this case started, here comes the conspiracy theories. Here comes the conspiracy theories, and it wasn't just one or two, it was dozens. And this plaintiff, and this plaintiff's family, and those aligned with them, have chased every one of them. And they've shown up in pleadings. Okay? They've shown up as allegations in pleadings. There's no basis for it. And so we were going to ask you, Your Honor, to confine your review, as we know you will, to the evidence presented from the witnesses that were there. Now about that, we have a couple of witnesses, as you know, we've had a difficult time getting to participate in this case, a really hard time. Finally, and thankfully, they came to depositions, and that, you know what they did? They corroborated their statements made to the police within minutes after this incident. Now, these witnesses have been docked. These witnesses have been, I don't know what the word you want to use is, but they've been tampered with. Whether it's intentional or not, they've been tampered with by this. Okay? They've been tampered with by trying this case in the press. And so these witnesses are trapped. Okay? And you'll hear, particularly in Mr. MYRTLE, you'll hear him change his story a little bit from what he told law enforcement within minutes after what he saw. And within minutes after what he saw on his body cam recorded video. So you'll be able to see exactly what he told law enforcement within minutes before he had the opportunity to speak with anybody else. He didn't know my client, he didn't know Mr. Williams, he didn't know Mr. Spivey, he didn't know any law enforcement. But he stayed thankfully on the scene, and he told the law enforcement officers what he saw in his report. And I submit to you that is the most credible and reliable information that you'll have. Same thing with Blaze Ward. Blaze Ward was doing what my client was doing. They saw a terror and a menace on the highway who reigned terror for at least 14 miles. Okay? Over 6 of which before he came in contact with my client. My starting place is a little bit different than Mr. Martin's based on this evidence that we just got last week. Okay? It shows that it's a longer reign of terror than we first thought in this case. She thought she needed to follow up and get on the phone 911 because this man is dangerous. He's going to hurt somebody. That's what my client did. Now, I will suggest to you that this case is going to be primarily decided by you on standing ground principles based on the statutory elements as the court has adopted that statute. But there's another part of this, because there's going to be a suggestion to you, well, after this menacing terrorist on the highway pointed this gun at Mr. Williams, maybe they should have left him alone. Okay? Maybe they should have just let him go on his way. And maybe they should have. Okay? But that's not what the law says. Okay? The law in South Carolina, as declared by our South Carolina Supreme Court, is my client had to do it. to follow this many law enforcement tools. Now, whether everybody would have done it, that's for them to decide. But my client said, this is a menacing terrorist, he's gonna hurt somebody, law enforcement needs to find him. Where is law enforcement? We're talking about 14 miles of reign of terror, no law enforcement. You'll kill the 911 call. His sole purpose was to get law enforcement to this man, to make sure law enforcement could find this man. Well, that's what Blaze Ward was doing. And so the suggestion somehow in my mind is some person who's a fight looking for a location flies. I mean, that allegation is nonsensical when you compare it to this little 20-something-year-old hard-headed cheap girl who's doing the same thing. Okay? It's one of these theories that just doesn't make any sense. I submit to you that law enforcement needs citizens to step up and tell them what they're seeing and where they're seeing it, and call them someone help from law enforcement. The Supreme Court says that's what we have a duty to do. So I welcome you to look at this evidence. I welcome you to hear from the witnesses. But also look at what the witnesses said that night before they were influenced by outside forces. And you'll make a decision, I know you will, applying the law in South Carolina. So I will end with that because Mr. Martin did a pretty good job of laying the facts out.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't remember the date we were in the other courtroom down there, and they were asking Your Honor to preliminarily rule, call it a motion in limine, rule that these statements that were collected by the police that they say don't have anything to do with this case is enough for you to rule on. And I argue not that you weren't competent to decide what you can consider and what you cannot consider in terms of whether they satisfy some hearsay exception, but that those words on those papers were not accurate. And I flipped to later in the statement, for instance, and I would show, Your Honor, that the words were not accurate. Now, Mr. Martin, I'm going to try to respond to all that, but I want to start there. He said, hopefully you'll hear the testimony. You know why he said that? Because they're not going to play it. They're not going to play Frank McMurrow's deposition testimony. They're not going to play Blaze Ward's deposition testimony that she gave on Friday, because what they said was, that's not accurate. And that what actually happened is Blaze Ward witnessed these two men chase him relentlessly, Scott Spivey relentlessly, like white on rice, from Colonial Charters all the way to Camp Swamp Road at a high rate of speed, so fast, Your Honor, that she wouldn't look down, that she wouldn't call 911. And he didn't even call 911 for 4 miles. He's a menace, he's a terror, 14 miles, and he chases him at 100 miles an hour before he even calls 911 to get up to 113 miles an hour. There was a menace and a terror. And it was the two people who are heard in the 911 call saying, we've got our guns out too. The very beginning of the 911 call. We can try this case on the words because the words matter, but it's their words. And the chase, and you've heard Mr. Martin do this in hearings, and you heard him do it again today. They want to get away from this chase word, chase. For some unknown reason, Mr. Boyd was secretly recording his calls. I say secret because the people he's recording don't know he's recording. And so when this initially happens, there are search warrants to get the phones. Well, Mr. Moss works out a deal that the Horry County PD doesn't get the phones. And they eventually work out a consent. They turn the phones over and certain things are downloaded. Well, when they get downloaded by SLED, we have about 90 phone calls that Weldon Boyd made. One of those calls was September the 11th. The shooting is the night of September the 9th. September the 11th, 7:14 p.m. and 10 seconds. He calls his mother. They're talking about whether or not there's some connection. You're going to hear some testimony between Scott Spivey and Mr. Boyd's ex-fiance. And his mother says, and we've got this in our brief and it's in the record, did the guy think you were following him? Mr. Boyd. Oh, he knew I was following him. Me and you talking, his mama, confidentially, the biggest supporter he has in the world, his trusted confidant, in private, in their secret moment. He knew he had fucked up at that point because all the other cars slammed on brakes and was trying to get away from him. And I was like, he just ran me off the road and aimed a gun at Bradley's head. Fuck this guy. And I chased him. Oh, I was on his ass, and his truck couldn't outrun my truck. Chase is not our word, Judge. It's not the podcaster's words. It's not the media's word. It is Weldon Boyd's word. And he relentlessly, and this is what the testimony is going to show, he relentlessly chased Scott Spivey and murdered him. Now, I agree with Mr. Martin that there is a privilege and a right to stand your ground. But you cannot stand your ground when you're chasing somebody else's. You can't do it because you're not acting unlawfully. You're not acting without aggression. And you do not have a right to be where you are, because this is approximate cause analysis, and I know you know that, but the place where you have a right to be is not just some geographical place in the world. Hey, this is a public street. No, sir. It matters how you got there, because how you got there determines whether you are without fault bringing on this difficulty. And when you chase someone, you are solely at fault. Blaze Ward follows. Yeah, she followed from a safe distance. I mean, everybody's been in traffic where you cut somebody off, you've done something unintentionally, some crazy fool behind you is throwing his hands up and he's cussing at you and he's flipping you off. And for a few seconds, it's terrifying. And you don't make eye contact and you keep driving. Now extended over 9 miles. The witnesses have Weldon Boyd interacting with Scott Spivey at Colonial Charters. It's about 9 miles. They then, according to the witnesses, Gail Graham, Wrights, there's an instance where Weldon drives off the road, immediately drives back on the road. There's lots of testimony about how fast this truck is, how powerful this truck is. And then they begin this relentless chase at speeds that go in this first stretch up in the area of 100 miles an hour. There's nobody that testifies that Scott Spivey flies by us going 100 miles an hour. That's not the testimony. The testimony is this is back towards Bell and Bell. It's about 10 miles from Bell and Bell. It doesn't happen at Bell and Bell. That's a 57 crossroad, but it's just right beyond that. And then you'll see when we get to the GPS information, you'll see. I'm not the smartest lawyer in the world, Judge. I know that. In fact, half the time I think I don't know what I'm doing. But I have never seen a road rage case where the road rager was being chased by an innocent person. You see those videos on the internet of road rage, some fool's coming up and he's beating your side mirror off, he's pounding on your door. He's trying to get you, not get away from you. Your father had a case, State versus Hendricks, 1978, the Supreme Court ruled that a withdrawal from aggression, let's assume that there's some aggression by Scott Spivey. And you'll hear Mr. Boyd tell the 911 dispatcher and every other person who would listen to him that he was trying to run from him. A withdrawal after aggression, which was communicated either by his actions or his words, would restore his right to defend himself. And in that case, this is the case with the tomato patch that had the words, "You and I are gonna fight." And I really thought that your father's client had some fault in bringing on the difficulty, because when he goes down that road, forget the guy's name, where he lives, well, it's obviously it's Hendricks. He passes him in the road. Hendricks, who's drunk, gets out and throws his arms up in the road. And I said, well, I mean, clearly he's instigating him, right? I mean, clearly there's nobody that lives down there, from my reading of the case anyway, you probably know. Nobody else lives down there, so this guy has come there, Hendricks has come there, obviously to instigate this. And then he goes back to his own property. He retreats. Yes, sir. That's right. And as a matter of law, your father was right. As a matter of law, he had a right, because he retreated, because he left. Even though he might have done something wrong, This is not a case about whether or not Scott Spivey did something wrong. That's an issue for another day with the jury and some comparative issue. They have the burden of establishing that they have zero, without fault, no fault. Not the dispatcher not tell me to stop chasing, even though I chased somebody before and I knew I couldn't chase them, which you'll hear that testimony from Mr. Boyd. Not that there was somebody else, none of that. And I've read some of the orders that you ruled on this issue, and I understand that there is a right to act on appearances from time to time, but that ain't this case, Judge. Because if you look at, and I've cited State versus Starnes, 2000 Supreme Court opinion where the Supreme Court ruled, that case there were two guys. And the testimony from the defendant was, he pointed the gun at me and it clicked and I shot. No appearance there. Not, I saw him digging in his pocket. Not, I might have thought I saw something. That's this case. This case is, he shot first. He shot fucking first. And that first lie is told by the innocent passenger who had his gun out too. You can't get away from the lie. And that's what you're going to hear with Frank McMurray. What he's going to stand up in that video that I'm going to play, and he's going to show Mr. Martin, when I say upward, he just turned, just like that. He just turned. He didn't point the gun. He didn't threaten them with the gun. He didn't raise the gun. He didn't do anything. And he said, before Weldon Boyd emptied his clip through the magazine, through the windshield, I don't even think he would have had time to load his gun and raise it up. That's the testimony, Your Honor. It seems to me that if there's a chase, the case is over. This motion's over. And that because you can't be without fault if you chase somebody. And that's why they don't want to talk about that word. I also don't understand, and I assume they're going to bring some of the police officers in here. One of the first things you're going to see is they're going to start with a bar tab. And Mr. Martin talked about how much alcohol that Scott Spivey had consumed that day. One of the things we did is we went and we deposed the manager of Boardwalk Villas. Because, I mean, this is Myrtle Beach, right? All these people, tourism is a big deal, and they know how to serve responsibly. They're trained. They monitor. They monitor the number of drinks. And what you're going to see when they get that, bring that receipt in here, is that Scott Spivey was at that bar for 5 hours, and he was eating food. And that Horry County Police Department, after being called by Weldon Boyd, after the number 2 man at Horry County PD sending the right people to make sure he was taken care of in the shadows, sent somebody to Boardwalk Villas to get the video. They went down there and they got about 1.5 hours of the video when he was there for 5 hours. They didn't get it all. Why wouldn't they get it all? Why does he need Horry County PD to help him if he didn't do anything wrong? The video that they got, you'll see when it starts, he's got 1 beer that he sits there for most of the time. And then he orders fireball shots and he drinks those with 3 other men. And then he orders 1 beer right before he leaves, and he eats a cheeseburger. And I know that because you've said it, that criminal is your area more so than civil, but generally speaking, in a civil case, alcohol, consumption of alcohol, blood alcohol, would not be admissible without evidence of impairment. You know, they said, oh, it's not illegal to drink and drive. It's illegal to drink when your materials are, when your faculties are materially and appreciably impaired. What would that be? Well, you couldn't drive at 100 miles an hour through heavy traffic without running off the road, without hitting anybody for 14 miles. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. Their case is smoke and mirrors. They don't want all the evidence. They don't want to talk about the actual evidence, and that's what we're going to try to get you to focus on today. Shot in the back. In his deposition, Mr. Boyd demonstrates to me what Scott Spivey did. He gets out of his truck and he advances. Now, in the police station the night of, he doesn't say that. He has him in the door, just like Frank McMurrow does. Frank McMurrow says he moves, Weldon Boyd empties the clip. You'll hear it in the 911 call. This guy just emptied his clip through the windshield into this guy. Bullet goes in here, it's here. This ain't rocket science either. He gets into his truck. Now they describe both of them. The innocent passenger who had his gun out too, who lied first, and the chaser. They describe this shootout where Scott Spivey advanced. There are no shell casings anywhere in that vicinity. There are no bullet holes in his front. But you're going to hear over and over and over again in these recordings, Weldon Boyd will say that I saw his shirt crumpled. I think that's the word he uses. Outside the truck, I hit him. One call, he's going to say he slumped over. Slumped over. Slumped over. And he took pictures of him slumped over in the truck. The same way. It's impossible for the physical evidence to match their description, but it does match what Frank McMurrow says. What Frank McMurrow tells this court is that on this day, for whatever reason, Weldon Boyd was having a bad day. No question about it. There was a text with his mama. She's never seen him this dark. He's lied about his medical history in relation to this. He just posted on Facebook listing the vehicle and the ring he'd just taken back, served his soon-to-be baby's mama with papers to get this back because they called off this engagement, and he pulls onto the road and he's mad. And there's a relentless chase and a murder. Judge, this is not a standing ground case. This is a chase. This is a chase by, and you're going to hear, I don't know how many lies. I tried to count the lies. You're going to hear over and over and over again about their lies. Both of them. They lied in their deposition. You hear them narrating and coaching and orchestrating a story, tailoring their story to words that are close to what you've heard here today over time. But you know, there's two things that I think are the most powerful. You're going to hear the audio recording of the shooting. We have an expert, the expert really, in gunshot acoustics, Dr. Meyer. There's a motion about this, and we're going to have to take this up at some point in time, but I think you're competent to hear that testimony, decide on that. They think you're not. But what Dr. Maher did is he analyzes the audio from the secret recording of Weldon Boyd. And because he shot first, right? He shot first. So is there a shot before that? There is not a shot. There is no shot. And not only is there no shot, there's none of the other indications that there's a shot, like thug. You'll hear in the testimony, in the recording, Bradley later says that. You don't hear Weldon Boyd drop his phone. You know why? Told 4 people, I had the phone on 911 to record it all. I intentionally left the phone on to record this. Now, he doesn't say these words, but the point is, when I killed him, he manifested this. He knew what he was doing, and he did it. He was back in his element. He was loving it, and he had a fucking blast. Those are all his words. But in the immediate aftermath of the shooting, Bradley Williams turns to me and says, God damn it, Weldon, why couldn't you fucking leave him alone? That's before the lawyer strategy. That's before the joint defense agreement. That's before anything. That's the reason Weldon Boyd's at fault. Now, I'm no criminal lawyer. I'm not ever going to be a criminal lawyer. A hand to one, all this mutual combat where the mutual combatants, they can all be charged. That's something for another day. But there is no question that Bradley Williams lied. There is no question that Bradley Williams says, I was in full agreement in his deposition to go along with this. Two other things, John. I made a motion related to Weldon Boyd telling Bradley to delete our Facebook messages. Not only delete our Facebook messages, but if the police ask you how we communicated, just tell them we communicated these other ways. Don't tell them about this, and make sure you go back and delete this. And he did. And we got an order from Your Honor week before last, asking SLED to search for those deleted messages. They did. They're not there. They're deleted. They deleted them. The poor innocent passenger, complete agreement. You'll hear him. He voices a question. Just delete this? Yep. Okay, got it. Thanks. Yep. The final thing I'm going to leave you with, Judge, is you're going to hear the testimony that Weldon Boyd had a dash camera. And we know he had a dash camera because he told his baby's mama he had a video. But we really know it because he told his mama. And his mama says, but the video shows, and he says, I don't know. I haven't seen the video. Does it start too late? Does it cut off? I haven't seen the video. And Frank McMurray is going to testify that when Ken Moss called him, he told him that there was a video that cut off as Frank McMurray is pulling up, just before the shooting. There's no video, Judge. If you stand in your ground and you have the right to be where you are and you're a good Samaritan and you're a hero and they're going to march you down to the State House and they're going to give you a medal and a proclamation of bravery, the first thing you do when you get out of your truck is you say, hey, I got it all on video right here. You don't hear any testimony he said that. The only person he mentions the video to is his mama and his baby's mama. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, good here, but I don't get you, I was sitting here right after 15 minutes. That's the perfect time to take a break. And I told you I'd be specific with that clock. 20 minutes till 11. I don't know if I can get everybody in and out, but I'm gonna be gracious and say 11 o'clock sharp. Doors will be closed. Can't get back in 20 minutes. Wait for the next break.
All right, it looks like that we are on a temporary break right now. So they're going to reconvene at 11 o'clock. So let me pop back over here with you guys for a few minutes. What y'all think about this? What do y'all think about this trial so far? It's pretty interesting, I have to say. Very, very interesting. And yeah, Trixie, to your comment, I have never heard a court with so much cussing. And yes, he is quoting Weldon Boyd, and I was actually waiting for it. I wasn't sure if he was actually going to say the words, but I know Mark Tinsley, and yeah, he's going to take it there because these are actually things that Weldon Boyd said. And what's even more interesting is I read some documents, and based on the things that Weldon Boyd stated in the commission of this crime, because in my opinion, it is a crime, and what he wrote in his deposition that I read last night, that one of my friends sent me. Last time I checked, I believe if you lie on a deposition, that's jail time. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree. Lying on a deposition in court under oath is a reason to go to jail, because that could happen. Because I'm telling you right now, I read it, and I know for a fact Weldon Boyd is not telling the truth. So, good morning, Gina. It's good to see you. How are you? I love Mark Tinsley too. And listen, he just gives it to you straight, no chaser. And Weldon looking a little nervous over there. That's all I know about it. That's all I know. Yeah, it's definitely a crime for sure, Shauna. It's good to see all of you guys, everybody that's coming in. Hey, Swamp Girl, thank you for being here. Well, he does have to be charged, but remember, he's got friends in law enforcement. And then he turned around and said, did you not hear the very beginning? I don't know if you were here, but in the very beginning, Weldon's attorney said that he didn't have any contact with law enforcement. He literally was very close friends with Brandon Strickland, who resigned. And let's not forget Paul Vescovi, who wrote on a piece of paper that Weldon needed to act like a victim, and his body cam caught it. And then he showed that notebook on the clipboard to Weldon while he was speaking to him on his body cam. Ruh-roh. And I am here for it. If you saw the blonde-haired lady with the glasses in the court, that was his sister, and Jennifer. And I told her that I was going to be streaming this today, and that we were all sending her our love and prayers and support for today. And she wanted me to let everybody know that she really appreciates that. This is so very important for her family to try to get the truth and justice out there for her brother. This has been so very difficult for her and her family to navigate. And again, Judge Griffin, that is presiding over this case, has blocked off from today until Friday the 20th to hear all arguments. And okay, that's a commercial over there. So let me stop that, because we're going to hold off on that until court resumes. But this is being held in courtroom 3B. And of course, it says court attire is required, but Weldon Boyd didn't even bother wearing a tie. No shock there. And local news stations are going to be covering this. I saw that WPDE actually is live streaming this. I think WMBF News might be also live streaming this. And also the True Sunlight podcast, which is Liz Farrell and Mandy Matney. That is where I'm bringing this live court case to you guys from their live stream. Jennifer did want me to let everybody know, which I did put in the description of this video, that she wanted us to invite whoever can come out to the court to support. They want you to attend. She wants to remind people that her family has sought the truth of the events surrounding Scott's demise for 2.5 years, and her family welcomes the truth and the facts, whatever they may be, to help provide her family with closure and healing. And she says that Scott has no story to tell. All we can present are the facts and evidence that we have uncovered in our investigation. Nothing decided in the courtroom this week will bring Scott back, but we pray that it will be the start of the justice that he deserves. And she asked, if you are a praying person, to please be in prayer for the Spivey family and the friends, to please lift them up. Please be in prayer for their legal counsel, as they are the defenders of truth. And please also be in prayer for the judge. He has a grave decision to make. And pray that he has ears that can hear and will listen to all the facts, and that he will have the discernment to make the correct decision based on the law. And she wants to thank everyone for all of the love and support that you all have shown Scott and her family. And she says that we are the reason that she is still standing strong and continuing on this mission to try to get justice for her brother. So, and this is why this case is so important. All of this took place just 5 miles from my house. Most of you guys know, I make it no secret, I live right here on the Little River side of the swing bridge. I'm facing Archie's right now, which is a bar and grill on the waterway. That's on the North Myrtle Beach side, but my house faces Archie's. I'm right here on the waterway, by the big overpass that crosses into North Myrtle Beach. And so if you go 5 miles west, Sea Mountain Highway takes you right out to Highway 9. And as soon as you get on Highway 9, that takes you right to Highway 57, where the Tractor Supply is, where all of this began. And then the pursuit went west out on Highway 9. And that was the song, the intro song that is I wrote, and it's called 9 Miles on Highway 9. So if you guys did not hear the intro song, I encourage you to rewind and listen to that. It is a story about what has happened in this case. So, hey, Cat's Eye, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Y'all remember to hit that like button. Make sure you share this out. We need to get more people aware of what's happening in these stand your ground cases. Just a few weeks ago, we had another stand your ground case. And that person was actually found guilty, and he got arrested. And that happened only 7 minutes from my house on Highway 90. A guy, got in a road rage incident with another guy. They got into an argument. One of the guys went back to his vehicle, grabbed a firearm, went back, hid it behind his back. He continued to argue, and then when things got really heated, he pulled out the firearm and chased the other guy down and shot and unalived him. Yes. And that was just a few weeks ago. I'm telling you, just this whole case has now set a precedent in my county as well as my state that, hey, it's okay. If you get into a road rage incident and you don't like what's going on, you can take matters into your own hand. And we stand firmly against that. Law enforcement needs to be handling these things. We are simply citizens. It is not our place to take matters into our own hands. We cannot be exacting vigilante justice out in these streets. It's just going to be chaos. So I just don't feel like that is constructive in any way. And let me know in the comments. Let me know if you're here watching this live. Come in, say hey. Let me know what you're thinking about this case. If you're watching this on the replay, please leave me a comment and tell me what you're thinking about listening to this court case and what are your feelings about stand your ground. Do you agree that stand your ground is following somebody for 9 miles and then gunning them down and then, pleading that this is the situation? I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that. So, I'm going to go over here and pick up here. Let's see here. Oh, I'm not signed in to I got to get signed in on my YouTube. Had to shut my computer down. And of course, anytime your computer shuts down, you have to do 11 things to get back into it. So I'm going to try to log back into. I didn't realize I wasn't even logged in. Let's pray that's my password. Oh, I'm getting a signal on my phone. Yes, it's me. It's me. How's everybody doing on this Tuesday? Y'all doing good? And again, Crime Chronicles, thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. And Alex, thanks for joining the Dutch Bus. And Crafty Girl, thank you for being a member for 8 months. I really appreciate you guys supporting. We're almost ready to get back into court, and I think we're going to stream it from a different place this time. But welcome to the Dutch Bus, guys, and I appreciate it.
Seatbelts, everyone! Double Dutch bus coming down the street.
Thank y'all so much. Zio, thank you so much for the 5 on it. Adore you and your dedication. Well, I appreciate you so very much for being here. You're getting ready for work, Shauna? Well, I appreciate you just listening in. I hope you have a wonderful day at work. Swamp Girl says, following someone is not an imminent threat. I have no idea how they came up with the stand your ground ruling. Well, the thing is that Weldon Boyd, after there was supposedly an incident and Scott Spivey tried to get away from them, they accused Scott Spivey of coming after them, although Weldon is the one that pursued Scott Spivey for 9 miles. And we're talking about at speeds of like 113 miles an hour. And then finally Scott pulled over because he did not want them to come to he had turned on the road down where his parents live. And he didn't want that to be brought to his parents' house. So he got out of the truck and said, will you stop following me? And that is when he got shot. But see, he's not here to tell his story, Swamp Girl. But Weldon is. So I think Weldon's trying to use that to his advantage. And we can't let somebody get away with that. Stand your ground. I mean, I agree with the stand your ground. If somebody comes in my house, it's on like a ham bone. If you come on my property and I've asked you to leave and you do not leave, like that's one thing. But never in a million years am I going to follow somebody for 9 miles that I'm supposedly threatened by. That does not make any sense. You know? I'm doing good, Gina. You out working? Well, I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this today. And I hope all is well back home. All right, I'm going to check in and see where we're at. Let me get over here and share my screen so we can get prepared. And this time we're going to be streaming from WPDE ABC 15. Let me get on up here. I guess they're doing some camera adjustments. Let me get over here on my phone because I can't see you guys in the comments when I'm sharing my screen. Let me see what this looks like. Oh, there we go. Let me see if I can make this bigger for you guys. I'll put myself in the corner. What are my other options? Oh, I guess that's going to be it. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be the best right there. And we do got the volume up, so we're good on that. I think they just have us muted in the courtroom. Now here we have Weldon Boyd over here. We have Bradley Kenneth Williams right here. And here we have Mark Tinsley to the right in the gray suit. And beside of him is Jennifer Spivey Foley, which is Scott's sister. And again, this is being streamed live. The public is not allowed to have cell phones or cameras of any type. But we are very thankful that Judge Griffin is allowing the news and podcast team to stream this hearing live. I believe this is so very important for the public to hear exactly what is going on in this case. And if you haven't already, please do go and hit that like button or hit the dislike button. Either way, it helps the algorithm. It helps me know if you find this this case informative. More people need to know about what's going on in these cases, for sure. Well, I hope your client did well with surgery, Shauna. And bless you for doing that. I worked in healthcare for many, many years before I had to give up my job. And I do miss it. I miss the patients. I don't miss working at the hospital. Not the administration part, but I do miss working with the patients. But when you have POTS and you're passing out, the hospital doesn't like that. I'm a risk. So that's why I have my own business and I work from home. I can do what I need to do. All right, here we go, guys. Court is in session.
I am, y'all.
Call your witness.
Your Honor, the defendant is called Detective John Sotil.
You solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give the court in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
The microphone, state your name for the record.
Detective John Sotil, the Horry County Police Department.
Detective Sotil, we got no jury in this particular hearing, so I'd ask you to address whatever your answers to the questions are to the judge directly.
Okay.
Detective Sotil, what is your current ranking position?
I'm a detective.
And where are you employed?
The Horry County Police Department.
How long have you been employed with the Horry County Police Department?
13 or 14 years now.
Okay. And as part of, tell us briefly, explain your duties and your capacity as a detective. What does that typically entail?
Well, right now I'm in the cold case unit where I just go over cold homicides that have gone cold, just try to find new leads and follow up on them.
Prior to that,
Prior to that, I was in the homicide division.
Okay. And when you get a call out for a shooting death or a suspected homicide, can you kind of explain to the court what your involvement might would be?
If I get called out, you just mount up and head out to the scene and start piecing it all together.
Okay. And back in 2023 on September 9th, were you called to a incident at Highway 9 and Camp Swamp Road?
I was not called out that night.
Okay. You did not go to the scene that evening?
I did not.
Okay. You had no involvement with any of the people that were at the scene that evening?
No.
Okay. What was your involvement in the case?
Monday morning, we have a roundtable meeting and we discuss what happened and people get assignments. They're told what to do, where to go.
You have a roundtable meeting with who?
Other homicide investigators, lieutenants and sergeants, sometimes captains there.
And at that meeting are assignments given out, so to speak? Would that be a good way to say it?
Yes, assignments, marching orders.
Okay. And what were you asked to do to assist in this investigation?
Certain people were tasked to go try to find videos of anything, video cameras in the area. And I was assigned from Highway 57 and Route 9. We headed north from there, just looking for cameras.
Looking for cameras, you said?
Right.
Okay. Did you find any?
We found one on Highway 9. I did. It was at the Minuteman and I don't know the exact address. It was Minuteman on Highway 9.
Okay. On the 11th of September, did you go to Boardwalk Billy's in North Myrtle Beach?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For what purpose did you go there?
Trying to find video of Mr. Spivey there.
Okay. Show you this map here. Could you point out where the judge where Boardwalk Billy's has been marked here? Just so he can get an idea.
Lower right.
Okay, great. So when you went to Boardwalk Billy's, was there any security? Did you request any security footage, or did you receive any security footage?
Yeah, we received some footage that showed the bar where Mr. Spivey was on the right. Showed the right side of the bar and a little bit of the going up each side of it.
Okay. Let's put up 31A. I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 31A. Defendant's Exhibit 31B is just a continuation of that video. Can you describe for the court what this is we're watching?
This is the camera from inside Boardwalk Billy's.
Is Mr. Spivey visible in this video?
Yes, he just took a drink of beer.
Okay. Can you describe what he's wearing so the judge knows who he's looking for?
Green tank top and some sort of headgear.
Top left there.
Yes.
It's going to work on the TV. And about how many hours of footage did you get there?
I don't know
Do you
exactly
remember?
how many hours of it. We requested some.
Did you, when you went there, did you specifically request certain times or certain hours?
I don't recall. We just found them on video, tried to get it all.
Okay. So when you requested the video, how did you end up actually coming into possession?
The manager downloaded it, started downloading. We saw it was going to take quite a while to download it, so we left and then came back, and then he gave us the, I think it was on a flash drive.
Okay. And what he gave you on the flash drive is what we're seeing here in court today?
Correct.
Okay. Did anybody at any point ever instruct you to only get certain portions of video from any of these places you went to?
No.
Okay. Your Honor, this time I enter 34, defendants exhibit 31A and B in evidence.
No, I mean, given this, no, I don't have any objection, but I don't know about the evidence part, but I agree.
So I'm clear, this is the whole video, you're showing me
That's correct, Judge. This video, there's no audio with it. It's an hour long. The second video clip, which is defendants exhibit 31B, is about 25, 28 minutes long. Instead of us sitting here watching it, I just wanted to play you a clip of it. Thank you, Judge.
There's Scott
You mentioned a
Spivey.
minute ago, well, let me go back first and ask you this. Will you also
Right here.
provided a receipt for Mr. Spivey?
Yes.
Okay, can we put up defendant's exhibit number 31? Is this the receipt in which you received from Boardwalk Billy's?
Yes.
Okay, can you read out for us what is listed on that?
Well, I can't see the numbers on the left, how many. Oh, that's better. Thank you. No, I think the top of the receipt showed it was from Boardwalk Billy's. There's 3 fireballs, 1 spicy tuna roll, 1, 2, 3 Miller Lights, another fireball, 1, 2, 3 more Miller Lights, 4 fireballs, 1 cheeseburger, 1 Miller Light.
Okay. What's the total on this bill there?
The total's $109.11.
And can you tell from looking at that when that ticket was created?
9/9/2023 at 12:10.
And what time was that ticket settled? Does it say?
Same date at 5:06 p.m.
Okay. All right. You mentioned a minute ago that Boardwalk Billy's was not the only place you'd gotten security footage from. You mentioned the Minuteman.
Right.
Okay. And can you tell us again where that Minuteman was located? Do you remember?
It's on Highway 9.
It was on Highway 9 at the intersection of 905.
I'm not sure the exact address.
Let me show you this. If you point out on here where it has been marked for the judge.
It looks like right here, right almost in the center.
Okay, thank you. You went to the Minuteman when you were able to recover footage from there. They were able to give you some.
Yes.
Okay, can we put up defendant's exhibit 34D? Ask you to watch this video and then I'll have some questions about it.
Sure.
Just briefly. Make it full screen, please. And this camera is facing Highway 9.
Yes.
All right, let's stop it right there. In that video clip, can you see Mr. Spivey and Mr. Boyd's vehicles?
Yeah, at approximately, I think 17:53 and 24 seconds, the number up in the upper right-hand corner. You can see the black truck go by, and then shortly afterwards, the white truck go by with the trailer.
Okay. The black truck belonging to who?
Mr. Spivey,
And the white truck with the trailer belonging to who?
Mr. Boyd.
Okay. I'm gonna show you what's been marked as defendants exhibits 34A and 34B. Take a look at those and tell me if you recognize those.
Yeah, it's Mr. Spivey's truck, Mr. Boyd's truck and trailer.
Let's put them up on the. And again, just so everybody, just so we're clear, the truck circled there belongs to who?
That's Mr. Boyd's truck.
All right. Next one.
And that's Mr. Spivey's truck.
And what's the timestamp on the top of that?
175324.
Okay. I'll show you what's been marked as defendants exhibit 37C. Let's put that up. You recognize that photograph as well?
Yeah, it's from the video.
You recognize the car that's been circled in the screenshot?
I don't recognize it either.
Okay, thank you. You watch, let's put 34D back up on the screen. I ask you to watch this one more time, Detective. All right, you can stop it. Does it appear to you, Detective, that both Mr. Spivey and Mr. Boyd are traveling at highway speed with traffic?
Yes.
What's indulgent tonight?
Yes, sir.
One last question, Detective. Do you have any personal connection or know Weldon Boyd at all?
No,
And how about Bradley Williams?
I don't know either of them. In fact, I didn't even recognize them in the club.
And Your Honor, I would move at this point to enter into evidence defendants exhibits 34A, B, and C, and D, which would be the 3 screenshots we've just shown and the security video from the minute.
Any objection?
Well, Judge, again, given the nature of this hearing, I don't think it's technically in evidence. I think it is for your consideration. I don't have any objection.
However you want to handle it, Judge, I just want to make sure I get back to you at the end of the day.
Yeah, this is correct. Purpose of the hearing is good.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it. No further questions, Detective.
Thank you.
Detective, I apologize. You got to answer any questions Mr. Tinsley might have.
No point off this yet.
You have any questions?
I have none, Your Honor.
Okay, come on, now, attention.
So Detective, I'm deaf in one ear and I can't hear out the other. What did you say your last name was?
Sotile,
Spell it for me.
Sotile.
Okay, so you're on the homicide unit, right?
Cold case unit now. I was out in the homicide unit at the time.
At the time you were on the homicide unit?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How many times have you been interviewed by SLED about this matter?
Just once.
Just once. Did they ask you to turn over any text messages or things that you had?
I turned over them to our public information officer. I don't know who requested them.
You believe after this case was closed, you turned over information to SLED?
Yeah, turned it over to somebody. I don't know who it went to.
All right. So Alan Jones was the detective that was coordinating your efforts on this day, correct?
He was the case agent.
He was directing you what to do.
Him and his supervisors as well.
And I want to hand you, so at some point in time, I'm going to hand you this. It's up here on the screen. And this is the text thread that was originally not included in any of the production by Horry County, but Horry County later found it. Maybe it's this file. Do you recognize that you're in that text string?
I see a JS on the top there, so I would
Keep going
assume
down,
that.
just see your name. Scroll down. Scroll down.
Okay,
That's you, right?
yep,
Put it out. So you send that photograph, you're at the computer with the view, and you text Alan Jones, is that him, correct?
yes.
And then you say they checked out from, what does TSC stand for?
Tractor Supply Company.
At 7:35. So you're not talking about Scott Spivey there, right?
I believe that would be talking about Mr. Boyd.
Right. But the picture where Alan Jones says, looks like him, that's what you're talking about in that photo, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And now go back up. Amy Jackson was with you?
yes.
Go back. Come on up. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you were going to be here. Let me look real quick. And who is Amy Jackson?
She's a sergeant.
All right. It's the one with the receipt. Scroll down to the receipt. So you're there with her while she takes the picture of the receipt. And that receipt actually has been authenticated by Boardwalk Billy's, but that is the receipt, right?
Looks like it.
I think that earlier, I mean, that's the actual receipt that Mr.
That
Spivey
he
signed.
signed, yes.
Okay. And in the video that you watched, you're aware that you only saw, or you all only got about an hour and a half of video, right?
I didn't check the times on it.
So you didn't?
If there's an hour and a half there, there's an hour and a half.
All right.
Yes, that's
But
all.
you're on the thread and you see, got to the bar at 12:10, left the bar at 17:06. Right?
Okay, yes,
You knew that day, that's how long you'd been there, 5 hours.
okay,
Yes?
yes.
All right. You knew it was important to get this information, right?
Apparently.
I mean,
yes.
you oftentimes want to get evidence that a victim's committed a crime, right? When you're doing your investigations. And you made a face, right? That's not
Yes, sir.
typically the way you do it, is it?
Pardon me?
That's not typically what you all are looking for, is it?
I don't understand your
You
question.
don't typically go out and look for evidence that a victim has committed a crime.
I go out and look for evidence to support things. We're fact finders.
On this date, you knew that he'd been there for 5 hours,
Okay,
correct?
yes.
You knew that you were there to get the video, correct?
Yeah.
And if we don't have the full 5 hours, whose fault is that?
I didn't download the video. I was supplied the video. I assumed it was all there.
But you didn't look.
No,
Okay, why go get it if you don't even look at it?
we look at it when we get back to the police station.
When you looked at it and you realized you only had an hour and a half and 5 hours, why didn't you go back?
I didn't realize it wasn't all there.
Okay. The video that you did look at, you agree that you only see Scott Spivey in possession of a beer for a long period of time, sitting in front of him. He sips it occasionally, right?
I didn't pay attention to what you was saying. I just saw he was there, downloaded the video. No,
The video that you have, he has a beer for a long period of time, and then he buys a round of shots that are on that receipt for the 4 people that are there with him at 4:16 p.m., right?
if that's what's on the video, then yes.
You don't have any reason to dispute that, correct?
No,
He didn't drink all those Fireballs. He bought 3 for the gentleman beside him, and he had 1, right?
if that's what the video shows.
Okay, you don't dispute it.
I do not dispute.
And then at 5:35, he leaves. That was what y'all should be. He took a sip of that beer he's had in front of him, and he leaves.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the Minuteman you take, Judge, I'm going to offer this as, I guess we'll just do plaintiff's one. This is the text chain of the murder, the homicide unit, correct?
Yes.
You want it all pages, yeah?
Yes, sir. You tell me.
Judge has.
Oh, you didn't use those?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
All right, for the record, for the purpose of this hearing, plaintiff is one, victim two.
Thank you. All right, Detective. Let's just confirm what we got here. So this is the video in Defendant's Exhibit 34, A, B, and C that shows the various vehicles, right?
Yes.
The black truck is Scott Spivey. The white truck is Weldon Boyd. And we've stopped the video. It's an actual video, but we stopped it. So you can see where Scott Spivey's vehicle is in relation to Mr. Boyd's truck.
Yes.
Do you agree with me that, now this is the downloaded information from SLED.
Okay.
And Bell and Bell's back here, Highway 57, you recognize that, right? And they
Yes.
showed you this Tractor Supply and all this stuff.
Yes.
You're familiar with the area, correct?
Yes.
And if the interaction between these two vehicles begins here and they get to speeds of 80, 84, 96, I'm skipping a bunch, 91, 86 miles an hour, 69, and they're coming on in to get to Bell and Bell, do you agree that Mr. Boyd has to go at least as fast as Mr. Spivey to arrive at this point and be in that close proximity?
It appears all the vehicles are traveling the same speed on the road at the time.
At that point in time,
Yes.
at Minuteman, which is way up here, right?
Yes.
So if it starts way back here and they go through this high-speed area, this, for, how far is that about? A couple miles?
I don't know.
Okay. You're familiar with the area though, right?
Yeah.
So Colonial Charters, cross the Waccamaw River, getting on towards Longs, 2 miles?
I don't know.
Long way, right?
I don't know how far it is.
Okay. But the only way that if Scott Spivey's vehicle goes speeds of close to 100 miles an hour, that Weldon Boyd's vehicle can be that close to him is if he goes that fast or faster to catch up with him and be in that close proximity that is shown in these photos.
All I can testify is what's on this video, and they appear to be traveling with traffic on the road at the time.
That's right. But you don't push back on what I'm saying either, do you?
I'm not going to agree with you, and I'm not going to push back.
You think there's a way he could not be following him at the same speed and arrive at the same time?
They're traveling on the road together, and he's behind them. They both appear to be traveling the same speed,
That's
along
right.
with everybody else.
That's exactly right. And they traveled at speeds of 80, 84, 96 miles an hour, 91 miles an hour, 86 miles an hour, getting to that point on the road, didn't they?
I don't know. I've never seen the speed
That's right.
reports.
But assuming SLED's data is right, you would agree with me, wouldn't you?
If that's what SLED says, I can't disagree with that.
That's right.
I didn't make any of that report. I can't testify if it's true.
Thanks, sir. That's all I have. Judge, I'm going to mark that one as Exhibit 2. That's still photo, but it'll take us a minute.
Sure. Don't pre-mark Mr. Martin, no? You already got all marked that evening.
We just stopped the video. He played the video, and so what we did was we stopped it, and we were going to screen grab that.
But was it a picture?
No, sir, he
Okay.
he didn't put them in the same photo.
Okay. So you want this printed out as an exhibit?
Exhibit 2, yes, sir.
All right.
She's printed it. We're going to have, I'm just telling for the record.
So that'll be marked as plaintiffs 2. This one. Okay. And so for the record, Ms. Weaver, there's a document being printed, there'll be plaintiffs 2 for purposes hearing, it'll be admitted, but it's not yet to you. That's what he just described in the video. Anything else, Mr. Martin?
Yeah, just a few follow-up questions. Detective Sotil, you, again, your involvement in this investigation was strictly to try to canvass and search for surveillance video,
That's right.
which you did,
Yes.
which you then turned over to the lead investigator, so to speak.
Right.
Do you have any other knowledge about the events that took place along this route?
Very limited. I
Do you
don't
have
know.
any idea how fast anybody was going?
I have no
Do you have
idea.
any
how fast
idea?
it
I apologize for that.
I have no idea how fast they're going.
Do you have any idea at what point on the roadway certain witnesses, defendants, deceased, all converge with each other? Do you have any information or knowledge?
No.
Okay. No further questions, Judge.
All right, you may step down.
Thank you, Judge. We would call Detective Michael Quick.
Court in this case is a truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. You can turn back and state your name for the court, please.
Michael Quick, spell my last name Quick.
One moment. Madam Clerk.
Just give him that job of rights.
See what y'all do, get the youngest guy to figure out the technology. It's not always it. Stay on it, guy.
That's the way we can blame him, Judge, if it doesn't work.
I'm good, you gotta have somebody, I'm not gonna help with it.
All right. I know we just said it, but I think you may have said it again. But state your name again for us.
Michael Quick,
Okay. And where are you currently employed?
the Horry County Police Department.
And how long have you been with the county?
Almost 6 years.
Okay. And in what capacity are you employed with them?
I'm currently a detective in the homicide unit.
Okay. How long have you held that position?
2.5 years.
Okay. So back in September 9th of 2023, is that what you would have been a homicide detective in the homicide division then?
Yes, sir. I would have been new to the unit then.
Okay. And you're familiar with the incident that we're all here talking about today?
I am.
Okay. Did you respond out to Camp Swamp Road and Highway 9 on the 9th of September in 2023?
Yes.
Okay. And will you describe, and again, there's no jury here, even though all these lovely reporters are seated to my left, but if you would tell the judge exactly, describe for him how you came to be involved and what your involvement was on that particular night, the 9th of September.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. So I was sitting at home at my residence in Anna, got a phone call to respond to the incident location in reference to a shooting. And that there was a
I'm sorry,
deceased.
Detective, I'm going to slow you down. She's got to write everything you're saying down and you're going awful fast for her.
Got a phone call to respond to the incident location. It was in reference to a shooting. Once I got on scene, obviously we had a deceased male. My role at that point was to assist the lead detective, which would have been Alan Jones. I got there before he did. So I was briefed by the night watch commander about some of the facts that we had or some of the details of the incident that were made available to us. Once he got done briefing me, I then was told that we had 2 witnesses on scene. I interviewed Blaze Ward in my patrol vehicle. It was on body camera. Once I got done interviewing her, I was asked to take Mr. Boyd to our North Precinct. So I transported him in my police vehicle with my body camera activated. Once there, his attorney was also in the parking lot. I believe he followed behind me. So once we get there, they kind of went into our general work area for the patrol officers in that precinct. There's like computers and workstations. I left them in there. I walked across the hallway into the conference room there where there's a computer, and I typed out a search warrant for Mr. Spivey's vehicle. Once that was completed, I then went and presented that search warrant to Judge Mayers. Judge Mayers signed the search warrant, and then I took it to our ML Brown building, which is our headquarters precinct in Conway, where I turned the search warrant over to our crime scene detectives. so that they could start processing Mr. Spivey's vehicle.
And that was the extent of your involvement on that particular night?
Yes.
Is that correct? All right, sometime later, we just heard Detective Sotow just testify about, Detective Sotow just testified about the roundtable that you guys would have. So at some time later, were you asked to assist in other parts of this investigation?
Yes. So anytime we have a homicide, we do have what we call a roundtable meeting. That's just where the detectives in the unit who are at work that day will come together. Supervisors are usually there, and we talk about what all still needs to be done in the case so that we alleviate some of the workload off of the lead detective. I believe Sergeant Jackson requested that I go to the Highway 9 corridor and attempt to locate security cameras to maybe see the vehicles traveling down Highway 9 leading up to the incident.
Okay. And did you go do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As part of you doing that, did you stop by the Tractor Supply Company there in Little River?
We did.
Okay. And were you able to recover any surveillance footage from there that was relevant to the case?
Yes, sir. We saw Mr. Boyd and Mr. Williams checking out with stuff from Tractor.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 26. Tell me if you recognize it, if this is the video you collected and what it shows.
Yes, sir.
And this is video from, tell us again where?
From Tractor Supply.
Okay. And what is it showing?
They show Mr. Williams and Mr. Boyd checking out with several items.
Okay. And this was recorded using your body camera or?
Yes, sir. It was not a body camera.
Can you see Mr. Williams and Mr. Boyd exit the store on this video?
Yes, sir.
You said you recorded this standing in front of the display, the video player, and you recording a secondary copy.
Yes, sir. So it was either my body camera, Your Honor, or it would have been what we call axon capture on our work cell phones. It essentially does the same thing and uploads the video to evidence.com.
Prior video was retrieved by flash drive off the video system of the bar.
That's correct, Judge.
So it's a different way of acquiring this video. I got you. Make sure I follow.
Go ahead. Can you point out where Mr. Boyd and Mr. Williams are here?
Yes, sir. I believe that Mr. Boyd was right here at the door. I believe that's Mr. Williams with the shopping cart.
Okay. Mr. Boyd just already exited.
He comes back though.
Okay. Can you see what it appears that they're purchasing there?
I can't really tell from there, but I know we later found out what they were getting.
Okay. And that brings me to my next question. I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 27. I'm going to have Mary Catherine zoom in there for me. There we go. Back it up. There we go. What is this that we're looking at?
This is a receipt from the items that were purchased from that Tractor Supply.
Okay. And what kind of items are they?
Some a twin head LED work light, SUV floor jack, extension cords, some kind of flex straw, a multi-purpose funnel, self-lock tape measure, wildlife molasses, and then deer corn.
Okay. And does it tell us what time on that receipt they checked out?
It does. It says 5:35 p.m.
5:35. Thank you. Is there anywhere else that you went to look for surveillance footage that day on Highway 9?
There were several places that myself and another detective went to try to obtain video.
Where were they? Do you remember?
I believe one was a Sunoco on Highway 9.
Okay. Let's stop there. Were you able to get anything from that Sunoco?
We got very little video. Like the corner of the video is where you see Highway 9. So it's kind of a parking lot video, so you can barely see the highway up top in the top left-hand corner. Yep. We did have the owner send that to us to upload to evidence.com for the lead detective to look closer at.
Did you look any closer at that video?
I may have looked at it briefly. I knew that I was trying to get it uploaded just so it would be available to Detective Jones.
Well, to the best of your recollection, did it show Mr. Spivey's or Mr. Boyd's vehicles and what they had sent you?
I honestly can't recall.
That's okay.
And if I did, I don't even know what point in the video.
Okay. Where else did you go look?
We went down to a fireworks store.
Okay.
which was down the road on Highway 9.
Okay,
From-
how about, we'll get to that. How about, let's start further back at the beginning of the career.
Yeah, so originally we went to Bell and Bell.
Bell and Bell, and that's a GMC dealership in Little River?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And were you able to recover any footage from Bell and Bell?
We were.
Okay. Let's show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 32A. All right, you recognize this?
Yes, sir.
All right, what is it?
This is security cam footage from Bell and Bell dealership.
And this camera is facing what highway here?
That would be Highway 9.
And the oncoming traffic is coming in what direction? Away from the beach or towards the beach?
The traffic coming towards us is going away from the beach.
Away from the beach, okay. I'm gonna let this run, and when you see any vehicles that you recognize, if you'll just ask us to stop it and let's talk about it.
Okay.
Stop it. All right, why are we stopping here?
I believe that's Mr. Spivey's black truck.
Mr. Spivey's black truck. I'm gonna show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 32. We'll put that up on the screen there, Mary Catherine. All right, what are we looking at here?
So this is just a still shot of that video we were just watching. And the black vehicle with the red mark around it is Mr. Spivey's vehicle.
Okay, and that's time-stamped at when?
At 5:48 p.m.
Okay, thank you. Mary Catherine, go back to the video. I'm sorry, 32.
32 plain, 32 with, because the video's.
32, and this is 32, the video is 32A, Judge.
Okay.
Mary Catherine, let's play this video onto the end. All right, you can stop it, Mary Catherine. At any point in time, prior to Mr. Spivey passing by Bell and Bell or after, do we see Mr. Boyd's white truck and trailer on this video at all?
No, sir.
Okay, any indication that they were ever that far back on Highway 9 and had passed or were following Mr. Spivey at that point?
No, sir.
All right, I want to move on to the third place. You mentioned there was one last place that you had gone to look for some security footage. Where was that at?
That was a fireworks store off Highway 9.
Okay. And the fireworks store, do you know, can you point out for the judge here where that, first off, show me where Bell and Bell is. I did not mark it on this map, but I'm assuming you're familiar with it.
Yes, sir. So Bell and Bell will be in this area right here, Your Honor.
Okay. And show us where the fireworks store would be on this route.
Be the Willard's Firework Factory.
I'll show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 32C. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one, Mary Catherine. Defendant's Exhibit 34, or 33A. I'll get it right eventually. Play the video, Mary Catherine, is what I'm looking for. All right, if you'll say stop when you recognize the vehicles come by. And you're not sure the court, everybody, I would speed this up, but for whatever reason, the player does not allow me to. So I have to.
Stop.
Okay.
That may be a Ford.
You asked us to stop what?
It was a big black truck, but
Okay. Let's keep it rolling. And this camera is also facing what?
Highway 9.
And the traffic that's going away from us here is going to the beach or from the beach?
So the cars going towards the camera is going towards the beach. The cars going away from the camera are going towards Lake Gainer.
This is still going away from the beach, just farther down Highway 9.
Yes, sir.
Stop it right there. All right, you recognize the two vehicles in there, Mr. Spivey's and Mr. Boyd's vehicles in these shots?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just so it's clear, I'm going to show you, and we can put up on the screen, Mary Catherine, Defendants Exhibits 33A and B. Would you identify for Judge Griffith here the two vehicles seen here?
Yes, sir. So, Your Honor, that would be Mr. Boyd's vehicle, the white one, and then the black one would be Mr. Spivey's.
And do they appear to be traveling with in traffic?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to show you. This is 33B. Go ahead, Mary Catherine. You recognize the vehicle in this image?
Is that Blaze Ward's vehicle?
Well, I'm asking you.
Maybe. It's been 2.5 years since
Does
I've
it
seen
appear to be consistent with the vehicle that she was driving that day?
Yes, from the best of my recollection.
And you interviewed Ms. Ward at the scene?
Yes.
Did you have Ms. Ward fill out a voluntary statement as well?
I did.
Okay. Court's indulged.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, and then we'll move on to something different. But in this, if you look back here at Defendant's Exhibit 33A, is there a second white truck that you see there next to Mr. Spivey?
There's one closer to his vehicle and then there's one behind it.
Okay. All right. And the night that you went out to the scene there, did you first respond to the actual intersection, the location itself, or did you go straight to where Ms. Ward was?
I went straight to the incident location at the intersection of Camp Swap and Highway 9.
How did you come to interview Blaze Ward?
I believe the night watch commander or somebody else on scene from patrol pointed out that she either called 911 and or saw the incident or saw the incident. And so they had her stick around.
And so did you go to where she was in order to conduct that interview?
So by that point, she had already been back up to where kind of we were.
Okay.
So I just walked over to her.
So you interviewed her there back at the scene?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, this time we would like to play the interview that Detective Quick did with Ms. Ward. I don't know if you understand.
What is that exhibit number?
I don't have any objection to anything. Not any of the evidence.
I'll quit asking.
Welcome in, everyone. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Chico. Alex, that's your family's fireworks store? Good to know. AJ and I played the footage from that fireworks store. So thank you for being here, Alex. I love Willard's fireworks store. I had no idea that was your family. Boyd is right here, Michelle, before I start playing this again. Bradley Williams is sitting over here, but here's Weldon right here. And if y'all were here earlier in the stream, I pointed all of that out. But I encourage you to go back and watch at the beginning because Mark Tinsley says some really important things. But thank y'all for being here. It's good to see y'all. All right, we'll get back to it.
So we're clear. We identified, I think, in this segment, exhibit 26, check out video recorded supply, 27, which is receipt and traffic supply, 32A, which is video segment bell to bell, 32, photo. Fire truck, 33, video fireworks store, A and B are 2 vehicles and 1 vehicle. All those are admitted first days here.
Thank you, bro. That's correct.
But anytime we have something like this, pretty much multiple detectives will come out and start it now, okay? So basically all we're gonna do is just kind of go through what you saw, heard, and everything like that, okay? Let me get you got your license? Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Blades? Yes, sir. Okay. You still live on Hunt Street? So let's just kind of walk me through what happened, at what point you realized something was going on, and kind of what you heard on that stuff.
Okay, so leaving out of North Myrtle, or Blue River. Coming, took my boyfriend lives back this way, so I'm coming to his house.
So he was off, like you wouldn't normally take a right on camera or something.
Yes, and I'll normally take this way or either 904 to go back home, just whichever I feel like doing. But anyways, he lives in St. Plains, so I was going towards him. So, as I was saying, coming from Bill and Bill, that's whenever he's passing me. And I'm like,
When you say he, which truck?
black truck.
The black truck.
Yes, white truck.
I just want to be clear, she just said that he's passed, she first passed him where?
At Bell and Bell.
And again, I want you to show the judge exactly where she's talking about.
Right in that area.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, keep it going.
Was already on in traffic, already ahead of us. So,
How can you describe how he was driving when he passed you with Bell and Bell?
yes, crazy, all over the road, in and out of lanes. Cause I'm like, what is going on with this guy with road rage? Like, that's what I thought at first. Then I catch up with him so forth. I look over towards, I'm in the left lane, he's in the right. I look over on my right side and I'm like, I just got a feeling. He's got his gun pointing towards me and goes, and points it at me. And I'm like,
So he did point the gun at you?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Do you know exactly where you were? Was it whenever he passed you with Bell and Bell? He was on the right side, that's when he pointed?
So I'm already past Bill and Bill, and I'm passing Colonial Apartments on the light right there by the Colonial Apartments. It's literally right whenever he done it. We're going under the lights, so passing right there.
You're familiar with this area, so you show the judge on the map where she's talking about now. That light that she's speaking of after Bell and Bell. We keep referring to as Colonial Charters.
Yeah.
And I know this is zoomed out, but
I'm not like 100% certain or familiar with that part of the county, other than taking calls. But honestly, I don't know that I can.
would you, let me say this, would you disagree with me that it's only one stoplight up from where Bell and Bell?
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
Okay. All right, continue.
You said Colonial Apartments?
Yes. Colonial Apartments. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. So right there, right under that light is when he done it like that.
So you were in the right lane, he was in the left lane?
I was in the left lane.
Okay, so he pointed it right out the door?
Yes.
Okay.
So he's pointing at his driver window at me. And I'm like, what did I do to you? And I'm like, I'm not driving too slow, like I'm driving the speed limit, like why are you mad? So I'm just staying back because at this point I'm like, I'm gonna kill. So, I mean, we're going so fast, not so fast, but
So when he did that, were you also rolling?
Yes.
Can you kind of give me a guesstimate as to how fast?
At my speed rate, I was going right at maybe 35-ish, because I was just taking back off. So I'm hitting right at maybe 35, and he, like I said, I don't know how fast he was going because he's flooring it in and out. The Bell and Bell light, he took off, and then it's like, just every chance that he could get to take off, he would.
Okay.
So,
Can you describe the gun?
like I told the operator, it's a pistol. So I'm thinking maybe it was black. My boyfriend has a Glock 19. It's kind of looked like that a little bit. So I probably got it. But it was something small like that. Nothing big, no rifle type of mess. But that, then he gets ahead of me. Then that's whenever I see the white truck, because by that point we're coming up towards Long's, I think it's the Shell gas station, that if you're going towards, like I said, going back towards Long's, the Shell gas station that's on the left.
Yep.
Right there is whenever they started, the black truck was literally in and out.
Stop it there. You point out here for the judge where she's describing that now. Do you recall?
I don't recall where that shell is.
Okay.
Right on top of that.
This Shell station, okay. Well, let's keep playing.
Swapping lanes, and then he'd get in front of the guy in the white truck and he'd slam on brakes in front of him. And then at one point, right by the food line, right there Longs, by the Minuteman, and
Let's stop it there. Can you point out for us where she's talking about on this route now?
Yeah. So, Your Honor, we're still on Highway 9. Once you come into the Lawns community, there's a food line on your left and another gas station on the left, and then a gas station on the right, and that's another stoplight. So it'll be right in this area-ish.
So we've moved all the way up here now. This is where she's describing these interactions happen.
Right.
Okay. Continue.
Big way or something. He ran him, the black truck ran the dude in the white truck off the road because he slammed on the brakes right.
So Minuteman.
Yeah. Between that and Food Line.
And they're still coming this way, right?
Yeah, we're still coming this way. So,
and that's whenever I'm sorry to keep cutting you off. So right there, still coming towards yours on Highway 9.
Yes.
Minuteman is on your right.
Yes, and the Food Line is
on your left.
Yes.
Was it at that stoplight, or were they coming through the stoplight, or is it just kind of somewhere right there?
Somewhere right there.
Okay, and that's whenever the black truck ran the white truck off the road?
Yes, correct.
All right, when he did that, did he run him off the right side of the road or the left side of the road?
So they were in the left lane, so he ran off the left side of the road. There should be like marks in the grass or something. I'm pretty sure too. Because, I mean, he just like, he would keep stopping in front of him, and I'm like, what is this guy doing? So anyway.
Who was stopping in front of him?
The black truck.
Okay.
Yeah. The guy, like, not taking up for anybody, but literally taking up for him because, the guy in the white truck was not doing anything. It's just the guy, I don't know if he's under the influence, if he had something going on, if it was road rage, but I'm like, why is he doing this to this man? Like, and, anyways, ran him off the road, and I'm like, oh my God, because he's got this big trailer.
Yeah.
So that happened, then he's just basically in traffic with him the whole time, holding the white truck up, like not letting him switch out because he's in whatever kind of chaotic mood that he's in.
Right.
Then, like I said, I'm about to turn down this way, they shoot down this road, and I'm still on the phone with 911, and all I can think was, oh my God, they're turning down the same way that I'm turning down. So I'm getting about right here, almost about to turn, and I'm on the phone with her, and I'm like, he stopped. I said, he stopped dead in the middle of the road, and she was like, she paused, she's letting me talk, and I told her, at that point, I'm screaming because he's shooting. The guy in the black truck, I didn't see him get out because I'm kind of directly behind him, and so I didn't see him jump out, but I seen just the glass going everywhere, just and it's shattering, and then I hear something on my car, and I'm like, oh my God, I think he just shot my car, and she was like, get out of there, remain calm, just get out of there. There was a little red car in between me and that white truck. They took off. I guess they were scared, nervous. I almost crashed into them trying to get away, honestly. And I was like, I'm sorry, I threw my hand up, but I know he wasn't paying me no attention. He's trying to leave that scene like I was, Not sure if it was a Nissan or not. It looked like an older little car. So it was a black male driving it, but he had nothing to do with any of this, All
right, so let me, all right, so, no, you're fine.
I know, so
No, you were doing a great job. All right, so you're coming up here.
Yeah.
They both made the turn. So the black truck made the turn first?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I assume, like, maybe this guy's like me, maybe he had, or he's dropping off something with the trailer, I don't know, like, so I'm like, oh shit, like, they're going the same way, like, and I did not expect the guy in the black truck to do that, but it's like, I didn't know if he jumped out, I didn't know if he leaned out of his window and just was shooting him, I had no idea, so I'm like, I just turned around and I'm talking to her, I'm panicking because this is traumatizing.
Yeah, this is a normal thing for people to experience. So, at any time did the white truck ever try to drive the black truck off the roadway? Was he, it was more of, he was just trying to keep himself on the roadway?
Yeah, like trying to kind of stay back, but then again, like, what are you doing, So it's really like, I didn't see the white truck causing any type of controversy, and I don't know either of these guys. I don't know who is what, because I didn't even know that was them sitting on the tailgate, because I was a nervous wreck down there, and I asked one of the officers, I said, I know you guys can't give out information. I said, I get it. I'm not, I said, but is the guy in the white truck okay? Because I've been worried about him the whole time. He was like, no. And I just had to melt down again, because I didn't want nobody hurt. And of course they were, but yeah.
All right. So when they both turn on here.
Yeah. Back to that. Sorry.
You're fine. When they both turn into here, Do you know if the black truck turned and stopped, and then this guy stopped? Like, who stopped first? You know?
So black truck stopped first, of course, because it's like he slammed on brakes. Because like I said, I'm slowing down, of course, me and the other car. We're right behind each other though, so that's why we're like right on top of them.
Right.
Because it's like dude in the white truck was already in right lane, so he could turn.
Yeah.
Black truck jumps in front of him, turns to.
Okay, all right. So from what you're saying, it sounds like the black truck maybe didn't have any business turning down this road, but he saw the white truck slowing down to make his turn, and that's whenever he jumped in front of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm assuming I
Take it quick, I want you to, because the way she is describing it, I want to make sure that the court understands. Can you explain to the judge exactly what she's describing there at Camp Swamp Road?
Yes, sir. So, Your Honor, the way Ms. Ward explained it, and the way I understood it was that Mr. Boyd, who was in the white truck, was about to turn, so he had started slowing down to turn right onto Camp Swamp Road. And then Mr. Spivey, who was driving the black truck, she says comes from the left lane and cuts over, gets in front of him, and then comes to a stop on Camp Swamp Road after they both made the turn.
Okay, I want to stop there. Let's, if we can, see if we can back that up just a little bit. I want to listen to that part. Because I think, I mean, you listen to it and you tell me this was your interview, these are her words. I'm not 100% certain that the white truck she's talking about there is Mr. Boyd, but let's just listen to it again and see.
The black truck turned and stopped, and then this guy stopped. Like, who stopped first? You know?
So black truck stopped first, of course, because it's like he slammed on brakes. Because like I said, I'm slowing down, of course, me and the other car. We're right behind each other though, so that's why we're like right on top of them.
Right.
Because it's like dude in the white truck was already in right lane, so he could turn.
Yeah.
Black truck jumps in front of him, turns to.
Okay, all right. So from what you're saying, it sounds like the black truck maybe didn't have any business turning down this road, but he saw the white truck slowing down to make his turn, and that's whenever he jumped in front of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's the detective again, just so we're clear. What do you feel like she's describing there?
So right there, I feel like she's describing that Mr. Spivey saw the decrease in speed for Mr. Boyd as he was going to make that turn, and then Mr. Spivey jumped in front of him to get on the Camp Swamp before he did.
He cut across lanes to make that turn.
That's what it sounds like she's saying.
Okay, let's go.
I'm assuming I don't know, because I was like, man, I hope you don't think like white trucks being an instigator or anything, because he was already in that lane, you know? But it just looked like they were both going the same way, or either he just, like you said, kind of went out of the way and stopped right there in the middle of the road, and I'm like, oh my God, what's the holdup? Like,
Did you see? I know you were behind me, and I know that's a bigger truck. Did you see? When the black truck stopped? Could you see anybody outside the truck? Outside the black truck?
The way that we were able to know,
Okay.
only because where the red car was, I was kind of not in the other lane, but my tire was kind of on the yellow line. So the way I was angled, I could just see the glass shooting off.
Okay.
So I couldn't. That's why I was like, I don't know if he got out of the truck or if he was leaning out of the truck shooting at the white one.
Okay.
So
Could you see if anybody was out of the white truck yet?
no,
Okay.
nobody was out yet because I was like,
So when you heard the shots, nobody was outside the white truck
no,
yet? Okay, just give me 1 second.
you're good, you're good. I know it's a lot.
No, you're going great.
I'm trying. I ramble a lot, so I'm trying not to do too much.
It's easier for us when you do that because a lot of people get super nervous or anxious and they won't talk. So, let's go ahead and do this. And so you said, do you remember about how many shots you heard?
Oh God, I don't want to exaggerate, but it was more than 7.
Okay. And it was rapid, like pop, 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 pop.
I mean, back to back. It's like how to say it, dumping the clip on.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was like.
Did it sound like a pistol or a rifle or?
More like a pistol. Reason why I say that is how I said my boyfriend has one, and I've heard him going to the shoot range and doing that.
Okay.
So.
And you said you saw glass flying?
Yes.
Was it from the white truck where the glass was flying?
Yeah. So the guy in the black truck was obviously shooting, and it's just it looks like dust, you know, just and it's going everywhere. And I'm like, that's why I started screaming. I was like, oh my God, he's shooting. I was like, I don't want him to kill me. Because if I just think of it as like, what if that wasn't me? I mean, what if the white truck wasn't there and he seen me going that way and he's slamming brakes in front of me and I wouldn't have had time to turn around? What if, you know? So.
And you're not hurt, right?
No, I'm
Was
not
your car
hurt.
hit at all?
I thought it was, I think like a shell just ricocheted because I thought he shot my car at first and I was like, oh my God, I think he shot my car. And she was like, get out of there. And I was like, I am. But the officer checked me completely. I checked my car all the way around. He said, don't look like there's no holes. And I was like, good, good. I said, it must have been just a shell or something popped off my car the way that he was shooting recklessly, like at the white truck. But,
Let me ask you this. When you saw the glass from the white truck shattering, what did you see happen next? Did you see the driver of the white truck get out?
No, sir. I honestly didn't. Time I seen the glass shattering and I started yelling with the operator, I immediately spun my car over. So I actually, the way that we were in the middle of the road, the next one down, I parked right there, turned on my caution lights, and sat on the phone with her the whole time. Until the one of the officers, he came and talked with me, and he told me to pull right there. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's just the next one.
Okay, so you saw the glass line, but you didn't actually see who was shooting who, right?
Right, I knew it was coming from the black, like I said,
of
course, because I mean the ones in the white truck, they were still in there and everything. I didn't know if they got out or not. So,
Detective Quick, did she mention at any point of this that the occupants of the white vehicle ever got out of their car?
No, sir.
Who did get out of their car, did she tell you? Did she mention that either anybody in the black or the white truck, that she saw any of them get out of their vehicle?
I don't believe so. The best of my recollection, I don't think she saw anybody get out.
All right, let's finish.
I was just like, oh my God, is this dude in the black truck just having a shootout right here in the middle? Like, what is going on?
So I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor, okay? Do you mind writing what you just told me on the second? Okay. And then after that, you should be good to go.
Okay. No, y'all are fine. And I have the time whenever I called the operator.
We'll get all that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get all that. It's probably already up on our computer, to be honest with you.
Gotcha. I told her, I was like, I have his license plate number and everything.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Of course, because the time I seen that mess, I called. So she heard every bit of it.
All right, let's stop it there. Your Honor, at this point, I believe that this was Exhibit 7A. So for the purposes of this hearing, I'd like that in the record. I'm going to show you Detective what's been marked here as Defendant's Exhibit 30. Do you recognize this?
Yes, sir.
And what is this?
That is a handwritten statement that was filled out by the ladies' ward.
Is this your handwriting at the top of it?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, for the record, I'd like Defendant's Exhibit 30 to be admitted as well.
So 7 is the video played toward, 30 is the handwritten statement.
30 is a voluntary statement.
That you just referred to on the screen.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, the admitted for purpose of this hearing.
I think there may have been a mistake, or I think this is 8, not 7. I think it's 8, not 7. 8.
8A, Your Honor. I apologize. 8A. The video that you just watched should be 8A as opposed to 7.
What number was this one?
This is Defendant's 30. This is a voluntary statement. Would you mind reading the voluntary statement for the court?
Oh, please.
Okay.
We're ready.
All right, sounds good. Last couple of questions. Did you, on that video there, was it raining outside?
It appears there was condensation that was starting. I know there was a storm coming that night.
Okay.
So it was stormy.
Okay. And did you know well before the graduation?
No, sir.
Okay. No further questions, Judge.
Ms. Moss?
Britton, were you involved in any decisions made about processing parts of this scene at the impound lots imposed on Canton Farm Road?
No, sir.
Okay. You know why the decisions were made?
I believe because the weather was coming.
Okay, from your personal observation, was imminent weather threatening?
It did appear to be thunder and lightning in the distance.
Thank you.
Will you go back, so since you played the video, yeah.
For, that amount?
Yes.
Barry Captain might be better at it than him.
Most certainly, Judge. Rick, as you know.
It's a low part.
She did a wonderful job. I defer back to her.
After 12, good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
I'm gonna give you a crutch. Because this is, Mr. Moss was kind enough, it's in the record.
Okay.
When we get to talking about what Lady Ward said, there was one point in the video, you put your head up and you put your eyes, hard to follow her, isn't it?
Sometimes,
So that's the transcript of all that. And I'll call you the page line when we get there. I want to get to the bell. All right. So this was exhibit, I'm sorry, 30?
30. The written statement is exhibit 30.
Okay.
Not the transcription.
No, so the video at Bell and Back.
Oh, that's
This is 32A.
32A.
Yeah, 32A.
And for the court's reference, and I know that it's hard to see, Bell and Bell's on the other side of 57, right?
Well, 57 will go across both ways of Highway 9.
Correct.
But
It's on the ocean side of 57.
correct, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And I want you to watch it. Let me ask you while we're watching this, you're familiar with the traffic on 9, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've been in traffic when traffic was heavy and congested, not moving, or when it's kind of, I'm from Allendale, we don't have e-traffic.
Right.
But how would you describe the traffic we're seeing here?
Compared to what it could be out there, it's not that bad. Everything looks to be running smoothly.
All right, and the cars are stopped at the light.
Yes, sir.
So you passed it, I think. According to that exhibit, 5048, I'm sorry. This is defendant's 32 that they marked previously.
gonna see if I can open this in a way that will.
Scrub it.
I don't know why, but some of these videos will not allow me to scrub them, but we'll. I can't. I will call.
Yes, please. Now, all right, there. Is that Spivey's truck?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No rain and tear right here, is there?
No, sir, not here, sir.
No blaze war.
No, sir.
And just so the court's clear, I'm going to show you what I've marked as Exhibit 3. Now, this is a Google image. I'm going to submit to you. This is 57. This is 9. And is that building down there in the bottom right-hand corner, is that the Bell and Bell building?
I believe, yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So the camera's also sort of pointed back towards the ocean.
That's right.
All right. But it's not at the red light, correct?
Correct.
And what we've done here is this is the SLED data that was downloaded from Mr. Spivey's phone.
Okay.
You understand that happened, right?
I did today. Was the first time.
Okay. And you can see that the speed as they get into. I want to show you also what we'll mark as Exhibit 4. At the red light at Bell and Bell, what speed does Mr. Spivey's vehicle go to?
It says 0.0 for the
0.
right there.
He stops at the red light, correct?
It would appear since it says
No rain and terror, no holy hell, no chasing, nothing crazy right there.
It would appear based on that 0.0 miles an hour.
Right. It would appear that sometimes Miss Ward misspoke, didn't you?
It's possible.
Well, it's more than possible. I mean, you know that when she, for instance, towards the end of the video, when she said that she saw the dust fly, and that's how she knew that Scott Spivey was shooting. You know now, and you knew then that was not what happened, right? You knew that the defendant shot through their windshield.
At the time of me interviewing her, I had no idea what actually happened.
Okay, but you know now.
I know now through the course of the investigation what took place.
Okay, and the words that she said on the video that we watched were incorrect, right? That she saw Scott Spivey shooting, or she saw the glass flying off the windshield.
Change gears on, rephrase the question. I know what you're getting at, but you went from this picture.
Sure. My point is that when she says what's happening in the intersection at Bell and Bell, from the video and the GPS information, there's nothing going on at the intersection or before the intersection of Bell and Bell.
Right, I agree.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. You were not the primary detective on this case, were you?
No, sir, that's correct.
In fact, you told Ms. Ward that you weren't the primary detective when you started your statement.
Yes, sir.
And that's just sort of a preliminary statement, right? I mean,
Right.
You do that to try to capture what's there.
Right.
What people say happened.
Right.
And if the primary detective decides that we need whatever that witness may know about, then they would go back and conduct follow-up interviews.
Sure.
And you told the court about one of the jobs you were tasked with was to get a search warrant.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to mark it as Exhibit 5. Thank you. Let me show you. So the first page is the cover sheet. And then we have your affidavit, right?
Yes, sir.
And in the affidavit, you asked for a description of the property that you saw, and I think I highlighted it there for you. Any property, including phones, et cetera, that may belong to the victim or the suspects.
Yes, sir.
But this was specific to Mr. Spivey's vehicle, right?
This was Mr. Spivey's vehicle.
And that's a standard request. I mean, when you said I went and typed up it, you used a form, right?
Yeah, we have a template.
Yeah, and the template includes that language to get any property included, they got it up there on the screen, any property including phones, et cetera, that may belong to the victim or.
Yes, sir. Or the supplement.
Yeah, and that's just a standard procedure that you all follow, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna show you. Have you ever seen the search warrant application for Mr. Boyd's vehicle?
I have not.
Okay, well, you look at this, I'm gonna mark it as Exhibit 6 and just ask you, it has the same language in it, correct? It's on the screen. I highlighted it for you.
Okay.
Same language.
Yes, sir.
Phones, et cetera, that include tablets, wouldn't it?
Right.
Any electronic
Any
devices.
electronics.
And whether or not you were able to access those in your investigation or you needed a subsequent warrant, the point of it is you take those devices to gather that information before anything can happen to it, right?
Sure. Yes,
That's
sir.
the normal way that it's done in Horry County.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You don't let the suspects keep their phones, do you?
No, sir. If we have enough to take it, then we'll take it.
Yeah. Well,
Or get a search warrant.
well, if you get a search warrant, then you at least had reason to believe that there was a reason to take the phones out of the scene, right?
Right.
I mean, the fact that they subsequently get a search warrant for Mr. Boyd's phones would indicate that y'all had reason to believe that you needed to get them, right?
I would agree.
Okay.
Obviously, it was Detective Jones,
Yes.
I think, that did all that.
Now, I had these little junky Post-it notes that my helpers were giving me, but they keep falling off this pad, so I don't think that there's a snowball's chance that they're gonna stick to this exhibit. So I want you to help me, and we're gonna try to help the judge. I'm only using this map because it's bigger than their map, okay? So this is the intersection where Minuteman is, correct?
Is that 905?
Yes.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay. And how about this? How about, and I'm not gonna hold you to exactly where it is, but if you tell me and I'll make a mark and I want you to just note Minuteman. You just note it. And I'm not, look, just generally, I just generally want to be able to locate it.
Okay. I would say around,
It's actually at the intersection, correct?
I believe so. I think it's right there at the intersection.
Okay, that's fine. So somewhere right in here, at Longs.
Yeah.
Okay, just write Minuteman. If you
Okay,
would.
I'm sorry.
And the fireworks stand that y'all talked about, where is it?
It was further down. I don't know exactly where it's at on Highway 9, but it was further down, closer to Loris.
Okay.
Away from the vehicle.
Yeah, I don't know either. And then Colonial Charters is somewhere right in here?
I believe so. I'm not familiar with that neighborhood, so I don't know exactly where it would be, but
Okay.
somewhere in that.
That's fine. We won't do it then. So let's just, you can take it then. Ms. Ward clearly told you she didn't see anybody outside the black truck when it stopped, right?
I believe so, yes, sir.
She didn't see Scott Spivey point or fire a weapon, did she?
I don't believe she ever told me that.
She told you she just assumed he was firing a weapon because she saw the glass fly, correct?
Right.
Now, there were a number of things that I've handed you that transcript,
Yes, sir.
okay? And it's probably gonna help you. Look at page 5, somewhere around.
Cindy, thanks for joining the Dutch Bus. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I thought you were a member already too. I think you got gifted a membership, but we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Again, you guys, this is live from Horry County Courtroom in Conway, South Carolina. This is live from WPDE ABC 15 News. Also, there is True Sunlight Podcast. We streamed the first part of this from their stream. There's no cell phones or cameras allowed, but Judge Griffin is allowing them to stream this live today in the courtroom. And so I'm just bringing it to you here so you guys can see it for yourself. Here we have Mark Tinsley, which is the Spivey attorney. And then across the way, we have Weldon Boyd right here with his attorney, and off to the right of the screen, this is where Bradley Kenneth Williams is sitting, and his attorneys are right here. So let's go.
You said 14, Mr. Griffith?
Yeah, start at 1. So Bell and Bell, that's whenever he's passing me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. But we don't see her in Bell and Bell, correct?
Thank you, Michelle.
And
Love you, sis.
The white truck was already in traffic at Bell and Bell, correct? That's what she says.
I'm sorry, what line is that?
It's right after 1.
Okay, yes.
Okay. And what she says is that Mr. Spivey was driving crazy at that point in time.
Yes, sir.
But you concede with me, at least the GPS information shows that he was stopped at the red light and then he proceeded from there.
Yes, yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to show you. Mr. Martin asked you, and you just can see that next red light, that's Colonial Charters, right?
I believe so.
Okay. And this is the same map. We've just now moved up to Colonial Charters. There's the intersection.
Got it.
Correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right. And these are Mr. Spivey. This is downloaded by SLED and plotted on here, but these are Mr. Spivey's speeds as he's going through there. And starting before you get to the red light, at the red light, and then after the red light, you agree with me, he's going about 62 miles an hour.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you agree, and I can tell you where it is, it's page 8, line 7, that she told you she was going, when she started from that light, about 35-ish.
Yes, sir, she did say that.
35-ish. 60 by 35-ish, you don't have a whole lot of time, do you?
I agree, correct.
You're not riding along, tapping on the window, pointing if you're going 30 miles an hour faster than the person you're passing, are you?
I mean, you could, but it'll be fast.
And it'd be hard to see.
Possibly.
Yeah. But there's no question that when he goes through that intersection, he's going at least 62 miles an hour.
Yes, sir.
And the speed limit there is what?
Honestly, I don't even, 45, I don't know.
Okay. Now, she also said, go to page 12, that the black truck kept stopping. It's okay. Never mind. Go to page 13, line 1. And that was the discussion where there was this confusion that Mr. Martin asked you about this other white truck. But what she clearly said is that they turned off. And the they she meant was the black truck and the white truck driven by Mr. Boyd, right?
Yes, sir.
And she saw that, correct? That's what she told
That's what she told me.
And not only did she see that, she could see them stop. And that's what she told you from Highway 9.
Yes, sir.
Before she got up there. Right?
Yeah, I don't know at what point, but she did say that they were both on Ham Swamp. She saw them.
All right. So let's go back. I want to show you Defendant's Exhibit 33.
Yes, sir.
And this was the photo from the video. This is the fireworks stand. And the time is 17:55:23. Now, you don't know if that time is synced with 911 or the GPS or anything, do you?
Right. I don't know if it was a delay or ahead or
right. Like that. Right. But it's irrelevant because it shows here's the black truck.
That's right.
And Mr. Boyd's truck's in very close proximity.
Right.
And the fireworks stand is up in here, correct?
Yes, sir.
Above these areas where they're going 100 miles an hour, even 113 miles an hour. And that's how close he is at that point in time.
Yes, sir.
And when I say he, I mean Mr. Boyd in relation to Scott Spivey's vehicle.
Yes, sir.
And the time, regardless of whether it's accurate or not, the seconds is 23 seconds.
Yes, sir.
And then how many seconds later is it before Miss Ward gets there?
11.
11, good. I couldn't add 200 plus 100 one time in front of a jury, so that's good. 11 seconds behind. And so let's assume that she stays 11 seconds behind until they get to Camp Swamp Road. And what are we, 2 miles from Camp Swamp Road, more or less?
Give or take.
So whatever that half-mile distance is, she saw the two vehicles not only turn, but she saw them stop, correct?
Right.
And if you can see that area where Scott Spivey's truck was stopped, approaching, you agree with me that he couldn't ambush anybody who was going to turn on that road, could he?
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
If you can see where he is stopped on Camp Swamp Road, well before you get to it, he's not ambushing anybody. Everybody can see, right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody gets.
Yeah, that's right. That's the point. Now, I think you agreed with me before, when she tested, when they played that, and it sounds like Scott jumped in front of some other white, all that, she just speculated. I mean, you're just speculating about what she was actually trying to say, right?
Right.
Defendant's Exhibit 30 was her written statement.
Yes, sir.
You agree with me that she says there, as me and the other cars passed through traffic, and she's related that happening all the way back at Colonial Charters.
Right, right.
So whatever happened between these vehicles, it starts way back here closer to Bell and Bell than it does all the way up here at Minuteman or 905.
Right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's all I have. She wants me to get into initial where you put on that.
Okay, anything else to do with the school board?
Yeah, anything.
We got a couple of redirects.
Thank you, Shep. Yes, sir.
Just to be clear, to take a quick, I want to go back to your interview with Blaze. Going back to your interview with Blaze Ward, it's clear to you from listening to it and knowing what you know now that she was not attempting to mislead you in any way, but she may have been confused about what she had saw at the shooting.
Yes.
For instance, she interpreted, and correct me if I'm wrong from your understanding, she interpreted the glass coming off of the windshield as it was being shot, not that shots were coming out of it. Is that correct?
That was my understanding when she said that.
Understood. But there's no doubt about anything, about some of the things she told you. She stated some of those things very clearly.
She did, yes.
Scott Spivey pointed a weapon at her.
She did say that.
Scott Spivey was driving crazy.
Yes,
Scott Spivey ran Weldon Boyd off the road.
yes,
She was concerned for Weldon Boyd.
correct.
Obviously, then would be concerned for herself and others in traffic.
Right.
No further questions, Judge.
Anything else?
None, Your Honor.
All right, let's step down.
Thank you.
Everybody agrees to good time for lunch break? Yes. Maybe you want to visit either. All right, so that clock, 26:07 to 1. Give them time for lunch. 2 o'clock, good for everybody?
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Officers, we have no problem releasing the premier subpoena for this particular hearing. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it looks like they are going to resume at 2 o'clock. It's 12:37 here in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Conway is about 25-30 minutes from me. I really don't want to stay live until 2 o'clock, but I can come back at 2 o'clock and we can resume this part 2, if that's cool with y'all. I'm sure y'all probably have other things that y'all need to be doing. Yes, puppy. I know you want to say hey to everybody. Harley says hey to everybody. She's anxiously investigating all the things that are happening right now with this trial. So I think we could probably just bring it back about 2. So I will go ahead and set up another StreamYard, and I will see you guys back about 2 o'clock, and we'll listen to some more of this court case. Again, this is provided by the first part of this live. We featured some of True Sunlight podcast, and I did drop their link, as well as the fair use. This is for informational and educational purposes on the Scott Spivey versus Weldon Boyd and Bradley Kenneth Williams case here in Conway, South Carolina, in a stand your ground hearing. And we also featured WPDE ABC 15, which is a local news station to me. So we also want to give them credit. We appreciate them sharing their live feed so that the public is able to view it. And we just pray for justice for Scott Spivey. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. Don't forget to like and share this stream out. And I will go ahead and set that new stream up, and I'll see you guys back here at 2 p.m. Take care, guys. And I'll play you guys out with a little outro. And I'll see you guys in just a little bit. All righty.
Stream's done, screen goes black, but the names still linger in my mind. No cap.
Y'all pulled up chairs to this little light. Turn these old cold files in a hope tonight.
Yeah, y'all come back now. You're here. Duchess and her team will be right here. 'Cause without y'all, trails go dark. Every share, every voice, you light that spark. Grab a seat and stay a while. We keep it kind, we keep it clear. Less drama, more facts. Y'all come back now. You're here. You could be anywhere, but you ride with me. Turning clues and coffee in the company. Every share, every flyer, like a porch light on, for the ones gone missing, till they make it home. Y'all come back now, you're here. Dutch appreciate you supporting her here. 'Cause without you, these trails go dark. We need every voice to light that spark. Hit that like and share this out. That's what awareness is all about. The mission is vital, working as peers. I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all come back now, you're here. Oh yeah. We don't deal in giving up.
We raise voices lifting up.
Every view, another spark, burning brave against the dark. Y'all come back now, you're here. Dutch appreciate you supporting her here. 'Cause without